say? And how can you look and stay normal? You're not the first I've seen getting eaten from within. How can you love and stay normal? Don't use your love when you're not yourself. You're not
I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm sad to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay.
Alright, I think it's about time we get going. Let me flop here. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the fun, welcome to the excitement. Hold on, let me turn my music down ever so slightly. Oh, we are back on the hunt for a stupid Valorant key, and by that I mean I'm still waiting for one like half the world currently is. So, you know, to pass the time, I'm going to continue my assault at acquiring myself a lovely shiny ice cream cone. And yeah, we're gonna sit and hope that after 3 days of watching people actually play the game, that maybe we'll get a key. I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too happy about it, but then again, this is exactly why they sort of did it. They hyped the game up a crap ton, so it is par for the course. Alright, enough of me babbling. Hope everybody's doing well, hope everybody's healthy, hope you're all surviving the onslaught apocalypse for what it's worth. We are in this area today. That's because this is where the little ice cream cones are spawning. And we're just going to kick straight into it. We're currently at 350. We are doing the encounter-based method for finding a shiny Vanillite. Which means, realistically, we're doing the dumb thing because it'll take a while. Did I not heal my Pokemon before I started this? That would be dumb of me. Well, that was 351, in case you were keeping track of count. I'll turn my music back up a little bit, that way we actually have some mild enjoyment out of it. Did that not go? No? No? Alright, that's fine. Boop. Try again. There we go. Press the counter, counter didn't count. It's like, fuck you, Jason. That's fine. That's fine. I get it, counter. Alright, hold on. Oof, boy. Everybody looks distraught in the team. I got the pickup squad going, so they are grabbing me all the good things in the world. That's their job. But until such a time, we are going to continue to use the lovely Diggersby. Perfect. Just gonna use one of those max elixirs, because that's what it's there for. And hunt we shall. Nope, that's a snow run. Fuck you, snow run. I kind of wanted to use snow run back when this had originally came out, because Frostlass is a brokenly strong Pokemon. The problem is it's just paper thin weak, and its paper thin stats don't do it much of any favor. Even in Hail, the only advantage it gets in Hail is obviously it's running Snow Cloak most of the time to just not have to deal with getting hit. But I would really have to find like a minimized set or an evasive raise set. I can't tell you what it would be, but that was my only I'll call it hintable plan as to solve for that. But regrettably, it just pales in comparison to Vanillux, purely because Vanillux sets up Hail. In between that and like an Alolan Vulpix, we're very much sitting in the easy range of not having an issue. Also, the Snowcloak variants of Vanillite piss me off because I can't hit them. So there's going to be a lot of that tonight, is me watching going, please hit, you're a 90% accurate move. But that be how it be. How about you, chat? How you doing tonight? What's new? What's going on in your world? Surviving the storm? I did see some new Pokemon-related news come out as of today. I guess as of this morning. Dealing with Zarude, the new monkey Pokemon, whatever you want to call him. He's looking pretty good. He's a weird support. His signature move, Jungle Heal, I think is what it's called. At least the English version of it. It essentially does recovery for both you and the partner Pokemon or, well, I guess him and the doubles Pokemon if he's in doubles, or it just does him. And it also is a full heal, so your status condition gets removed. So, burn, paralyze, confusion. I don't know whether it would technically do freeze, because it would have to break through the freeze to begin with, but I would assume technically freeze as well on the other Pokemon. But they just announced that today, so that's interesting. He's also, it looks like he's a physical offensive Pokemon, because he gets access to stuff like close combat, and a couple of the other physically offensive moves, but still, interesting Pokemon. I'm intrigued to see how it's gonna come into the meta, if at all. Obviously, it's a legendary, so I would expect it to. But at the same time, I'm not really feeling like it's that much of an offensive threat right now. At least from the limited info that we have on it. I feel like it actually is going to pale in comparison to the couple of the other things right now. So it might turn into a good supporter Pokemon, is what I'm actually thinking might come out of that. But we shall see. What else is going on? Alright, I gotta turn my music down a little more. It's blowing my eardrums out. There we go. We've had... I don't think we've had much else go on. I didn't stream on Tuesday. I wanted to, but it was a rough day where I am. A lot of work coming in. It's hard. It's not hard to work from home. That's not fair. It's harder to get some of my work done when it requires human interaction at home, because nobody wants to talk, nobody wants to be bothered, and everybody's in a bad mood. So it put me in a very sour mood by the time streaming rolled around, and I was just like, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. So instead, I shot zombies by myself for about 4 hours. It was, I would say calming, but realistically, it was definitely 100% let me get some anger out, and I'm happy with that choice. At the same time, I already regret not streaming just because people expect me to be streaming on Tuesdays. So it's a bit of a give and take. But we here tonight. I'm going to be streaming Pokemon at minimum. I would love to get my Valorant key, as I said before. I left a stream on during the day. Kept half an eye on it just to see how the gameplay was going and everything throughout the day. And let me tell you, it's looking clean. I don't know whether you guys are at all CS players. I never really got into CSGO very much. My roommate in college, Devin, he was very much the CSGO, the Data Feet player, and both him and I are really excited for Valorant. And beyond the fact, Riot makes reasonably good games, and this is the closest thing we've had to CSGO since I don't know what. So I'm really hopeful that I end up getting a beta key at some point. That way I can pop it on stream, and that way you guys have the chance of getting a key of your own by watching me, which is sort of the pseudo hope there, if anything. But I kind of need to get one first to be able to do that. So yeah. But I've been watching a couple of different people play it throughout the past couple of days, and I think the biggest interesting mechanic of that game so far has been the fact that you don't aim at your crosshair at all. Like, I mean, this is the same way it was in CSGO, so please don't take this as Jason's astonished by this. It's much more like the gap for some of the gun sights, like your sight is center screen, you're up here. You're aiming like a couple inches above where it would be. And I'm used to some of that from some of those games, but let me tell you, I thought that gap was huge for some of those guns. Way bigger than I would have expected it to be. But it's also a, when does it finally move to that gap is the other question. Because some of the guns, the first 4 or 5 bullets put perfectly down the sight, and then it jumps. And then some of them are immediately jumping after the first bullet. So if you know it going into it, and I would say most of my first day of streaming Valorant, if I do get a key, is just purely going to be sitting in the gun course going, alright, let me figure out how these guns work. The other interestingly great thing, I don't know what they call it, it's not a wingman. I don't know what the revolver is called. It might be Guardian, might be something or another, I don't remember. But that is a one head tap dead. So, the super big plays there I've been watching people make where you just flick around the corner and one tap somebody in the head and you just keep going. It actually surprised me how little people are using crouch in that game. And mind you, I guess to be fair, I don't think it was used in CS that much either, but crouching as you wing a corner like that is going to be pivotal, I think. Or using one of the abilities that lets you, like, jump or, like, be on a wall or something. Just because the mechanical change in height might be the differential between the one tap to your head or not. And I definitely think that's going to be an interesting factor. But, you know, until I get the game, or the beta key, or a key, or whatever, couldn't tell you more than that. Otherwise, go watch a streamer that is streaming it right now. Make your own assumptions, come back and tell me about them. Or keep it on the background, because legitimately, they noted yesterday that if you are just watching a stream, even in the background for 2 hours, you are put into the drawing for one. Drawing isn't the right word. You're put into the pool to get a key. And they've been banning a ton of people because they've been selling accounts and shit, and the bot accounts have been banned as well. They also put a limit on... I think it was a limit saying that you must have had the account at least for some number of days before it becomes a valid account to get a key. I've missed like 6 freaking rock slides on this dude. So they've been doing a good job. God damn it! Fucking hit your move! Oh god, dude. Nope, he's dead. And he got frozen. Wow! Alright, Diggersby. Cool, buddy. Cool, buddy. I mean, yeah, I gotta kill it. You won't kill it with one hit, will ya? Nope. Oh boy. This is an intriguing scenario. Most of my pickup squad isn't offensive. Kill Surprise. This is not gonna one-tap it either. Womp. Oh, it did. Interesting. Okay, good. That means Lightning can sit in the mix too. Good enough. Alright. We're gonna hit a Pokemon Center right quick after I clean those two, I think. That way I can get everybody back to snuff. Although I could just revive them. I do have the revive. I'd have one right here. Nah, we'll revive them. Fuck it. We'll keep going. Let's see. What else is going on? You guys will have to let me know. If you've played Valorant already, or you did get the beta, let me know how it is. Again, I've been watching a lot of people play it, and I think it's actually looking pretty good. At the same time, if you're like, oh god, Jason, I hate this game, and here's why, I'm willing to at least listen to your struggling woes and sympathize with them. Do I have a PP-based berry? No, I didn't think so. Couldn't remember. Alright. That's fine. Oh. Totally dodged 2 of them, but that's fine. That was a long load time for that one. Alrighty. Wallop 'em. Do it. I will apologize in advance. I'm sure Courtney, right now, my fiance, is currently doing one of her live stream workouts. So there's a good chance that the latency is going to be up on my stream. So if I'm not responding as quick as I would like to be, that's probably why. Just because she's eating up a good chunk of me bandwidth. If I had to guess based on timing right now, it looks like I'm probably about 15 seconds delayed, probably. But that's only off of a quick view. So if you're like, Jason, oh my god, answer my question right now, it's going to be about 15 seconds before you actually get an answer out of me. Which is fine. I'm not mad about it in the slightest. I've learned very quickly over the past 3 weeks we've been working out of our house that, I don't want to say keeping Courtney happy keeps me happy, but that's, I don't want to use the happy wife, happy life metaphor here, just because I feel bad, because I don't need to make Courtney happy. She is happy. But I can understand the... Oh, that was 369. I didn't make a joke. RIP. I can understand all the, like, procedural concepts that are... if everything is well in the house, I feel better about it as a human. And Courtney's happiness, while not a requirement for me to keep, is something pretty easy to do. Except for all the dishes that are currently in our sink. Let me tell you, that's going to be a fight later. And it's going to be purely on me. Which, and again, no offense meant to Courtney by this one. There's just dishes to be done. And when both of us eat leftovers, it sucks because there's no right answer to it.
Hearing some sass.
What?
I'm hearing some sass.
How was your workout?
It was good. Hello, adoring fans of Jason.
So, no one.
Welcome to the chat room. So,
Sad loneliness.
is no one watching?
I have no idea. I don't. I legitimately hide it because I don't want to know some days.
Oh, okay. You are loved.
I love you too. How was your workout?
It was good.
Good.
Very tiring.
It was boxing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do the 9-round on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5. That's when she does the live streams on Zoom.
I see.
The Zoom classes.
Fun, I guess.
Yeah, she also does 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays and Sundays.
You're
but I'm not.
looking super fit.
Thank you. I just got this set. It has
Oh
pockets.
man, gosh, she's flashing me off. Oh, look at them titties.
Oh, it's obliques. You can see the lines.
We call them rolls.
Ooh.
Same.
They look ready to be filled with magic bars.
Workout equals eat shit. Yeah, that's
it's
not gonna
better
help you
than-
lose weight or like maintain at all, honey.
It's better than just eating shit.
I mean, I suppose. Then again, that comes from the person who ate like 4 brownies. So,
Yeah.
I'm doing great. Hey, I worked out today too.
I'm proud of you. Did you elliptical?
No.
Ring fit?
Yeah, I was using the Ring Fit.
When?
1 p.m. when I took
Okay.
lunch inevitably.
Sure.
Because I was on meetings during my lunch, so I didn't even get to really eat lunch. I just had to
Animal
shovel it.
Crossing.
Yeah, you were upstairs. I wasn't bugging you. And then you were on a call when I was doing it, so I closed all the doors to make sure I
I
didn't
have
make
a
noise.
1:30. I host a 1:30.
Oh,
No huge deal.
I got a huge deal.
So.
I got a huge package too. Heyo!
Ooh.
Hey
Didn't
yo!
realize Amazon came today.
Did they?
A huge package.
Oh, haha. Boo.
Oh.
Boo. Oh boy. Where are my ice cream cones at? There's one. Hello. Hello, little ice cream. Do you want to be purple? It'd make my life better.
I
Hi.
put my wrist wraps in the wash.
Cool story.
I'll try to remind you not to put them in the dryer,
Okay.
but if I forget, so be it.
I didn't know they weren't dryable, but okay.
You're hungry. Same. Alexa,
Bum, 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 bum. Buttons look so confused because I closed the door on her because Courtney was being loud. She's like, I wasn't allowed in here. What's going on? It's broken. Same. Do 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 do. Womp. ice cream cones at? There they are. Oh, there's one. Bonk. We are getting close to 400. Close to 400 ice cream cones whacked. Whomp. It's my hope to get at least to 600 tonight. At least. But we'll see how fast we keep going, because the spawns here are not doing too great, I'm not gonna lie. If we're getting none in this patch now. There's one. We're getting a couple. I gotta bounce between patches, or else we gonna be real slow. Whew. Do 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 do. Come on. Purple ice cream cone. Purple ice cream cone for 250. So, other interesting thing that has come over the past couple of days is a bunch of, I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase this. A bunch of false hope in people. That's dark. I know it's gonna sound dark when I say it that way, but hear me out. A bunch of no-time Twitch streamers, including myself, which is why I say it this way, because I'm in that lump bucket, have, the ones that did get, beta keys for Valorant have gone huge. Like, they've went up in numbers times hundreds, if not thousands of times, just because they had access to the drops, so everybody came in and was watching to try and get their own drops, including the person that I've been watching for about the past 2 days. Guy barely had 2 viewers on average, and then now he's up to like 3,000 viewers a day, just because everybody's trying to get access to it. And I feel good and bad about this. This is one of those, I feel good because, hey, they technically are, and Twitch famous is not the right way to phrase this, they got partnered probably instantaneously, but that's par for the course if people hang around for the month. They're pretty good at the game too, which makes it a nice thing because you don't feel like they're just there to watch you like shittily play, which is going to inevitably happen for me. So as a heads up, if you're coming here for good quality gunplay content, just don't do it. You come here for shitty commentary, not for good gunplay. Or sass, as Courtney's yelling in the background, which she knows she shouldn't be. And one of these days, I'm gonna yell at her. But it has put a lot of false hope in people, which I feel bad for, because ultimately it's going to lead into, well, what happens when the beta's live for everybody? What happens when we're no longer, what happens when it goes live into prod, I guess, non-beta? And the answer is, all those people are probably going to drop off, which sucks. And on top of it, not only are they going to drop off, but all those people are probably never going to see more than half of those subs again. And that's where I feel bad. Because, of course I got frozen. Bonk. Oh, living on 2. No, we're just going to fight this out and let him go down. Bonk. Hitting all them blizzards. But it brings back the point of how are they going to feel in a month? And I say it because I feel bad. Their viewership is not constant. It is one sharp curve. It's like the stock market or the turnip market or stonks or whatever we call them nowadays. I don't remember. But it's not going to last. And because it's not going to last, it's like, well, what are you going to do? Or what's going to come out of this? And the answer is, in a month, nothing. And it's one of those reasons why I'm glad I'm not... It's not that I'm glad I don't have a key. It's I'm glad my head has already seen this happen to 3 people and realized that in a month from now, they're going to be back in the... You know, you got some people watching, but really not a huge number. And they're going to sit there and go, well, what happened to my viewership? The answer was, everybody got keys, and then they disappeared back to their normal people they watch, or their other streamers that are playing better, maybe, or more often, or during their time frame. Like, the biggest thing I found was, I was watching one person that was streaming out of, like, Great Britain originally, and I realized, oh, I better switch over to a US-based one. That guy's gonna be done for the day soon. And I haven't watched him since. I've always watched someone that was US-based now. And admittedly, I don't even have to watch anybody anymore, but I feel bad not at least attempting to learn more about the game. So that's the reason why I've always kept it on the background. But I don't know. I feel bad because I can see what's going to happen to some of these people who are getting suddenly like big ups, and it's going to be a big down next month. And that's where, I don't know, I like Twitch Prime, and I like all the stuff that comes with having a free sub every month, but I feel like it's a weird level of false confidence that gets put on certain streamers, especially during times where like beta access is unique, or they have access to something and they get to show it off before anybody else does. It really puts that false sense of hope that people are going to hang around. There's good content, there's good quality content, and there's constant quality content. I usually like to think of myself as good content, but I wouldn't even call it good quality, and I wouldn't call it constant either. I'd like to. I'd like to get there, but not yet. Not yet. Either way, I just hope that it doesn't affect them too much, and at the same time, if it does affect them, hopefully it's not in a negative connotation, because I would hate to see the bad scenarios that come of suddenly getting quickly internet famous, like quitting your job if you have a daytime job. That would be hard to watch, especially if the next month their viewership was gone and there was no income coming in off of that. I honestly don't think I would handle that well, which is why it's like, I don't know whether I'd consider this to be ever my full-time job. It'd be great if it was, but I don't think I could ever feel safe as a human unless I had some level of constant consistency and security around it more than I do. So, is what it is. But I wish those people that have been doing really well with the whole Valorant boost, I wish them the best. I hope they do well. I hope they are able to maintain that, because there's nothing, really nothing more in the world that I would like to see more than more people like that succeed off of their, I won't say their skill, because you don't have to be good at a game to be a good streamer, but yeah, I would like to see that skill cap be helpful to them, not harmful. So there you go. There's my spiel on the day of what's in my mind, at least beyond work crap, and work crap's no fun to talk about, and neither nor will I be, so that is life. We're getting gosh darn close to 400. We are 12 cones away? 12 cones away. I was hoping Lanyon would actually be a one-shot kill most of the time, but he is not about half of it. I guess it's a roll. I didn't realize it would be, but 'tis life. Oof. I'm just gonna make sure it dies. Womp. Ugh. It's been rainy and gross all day here. Not in a bad way, just in a, I guess it can never be a bad way, can it? It's just been a little bit of a gross day out. I've been sniffly, not due to being sick or ill or anything bad, just due to the weather and all the allergy stuff that kind of comes with it. So it's been fun dealing with that. I'm also dealing with, you know, still having a freshly shaven face. It's weird. Everybody and their brother still to this day is like, holy crap, Jason shaved. What the hell happened to him? Nothing. I'm allowed to shave every once in a while. And it's better. Can't say it's better to shave than not, but it was not. God, I hit the wrong button twice. It was better to shave everything off and then let it grow back in every couple of times. I find I do that like maybe 2 or 3 times a year, is where I trim everything down really short and then slowly bring it back to what it should be. Do I need to? No. Does it really do anything to change it? No. The only thing I find that really has changed is it gets a tiny bit softer, and it doesn't stay soft forever, which is the other side of that coin. So, but that's just me thoughts on it. So that's what I did. Alright, Xatu's alive right now. Rip. Hit it with that stab psychic. Womp. Xatu's out front because he is my synchronizer with the right. Oof. We're getting hit with many, many freezes right now. That sucks. He's a synchronizer with my right nature in the front. So any Vanillite I run into should be the correct nature. So ultimately, all I should need once we find the shiny, when we find the shiny, will be a bottle cap just to get its stats maxed out. Well, a golden bottle cap, but a bottle cap nonetheless. That's all we should need. Keyword, should. Womp. Courtney and I have been hard at work in Animal Crossing. I suppose hard at work is relative here, but we've been both going hard at it, which is... It's interesting in the essence of, like, what her and I latch onto together. I don't think I hit that for 389, but either way. We finally... I woke her up early this past Sunday and made sure we both got turnips for the stock market, and now both her and I have been watching our stock prices all week, and she's got an Excel spreadsheet, and she's been doing charts and trending, and she's keeping track of it like a hawk in a good way. Both of her and I, though, are not having any luck whatsoever, which is the worst thing in the planet. Courtney's, I think, I don't remember the exact number. Courtney and I both bought in the 90s, so somewhere between like 90 and 98. I had a spike yesterday up to 160, I think, and Courtney immediately dipped and has not gotten above 60 in days. So we're both struggling a little bit. I'm hoping my market will take the 2 bounce route. It has 4 essential routes. It has constantly going down, which I think is the one that Courtney's stuck in. It has the little ups and down ones where it doesn't really do amazing, but it does okay every time. There's the 2 hump one, which is it goes up to a reasonably high price, dives, and then it comes back up again. I'm hoping I'm on that one instead of the other one, which is taking a big hump and then flattening out in the like really low numbers. So we'll see. Tomorrow's sort of going to be the deciding factor for when Courtney and I will be selling, obviously because Sunday's rolling up again, but I expect that I'm probably going to be well, I'm not going to be losing out on money, but I don't think I'm going to be having a huge win gain versus what other people have been. Admittedly, I put in zero effort beyond having Courtney and me both check our prices, so I'm sure like somebody's got a windfall of like 500 out there, and I could easily go find them and be like, hey, can I just come to your town and sell my shit? But I didn't waste any time with it. And admittedly, last week I had one, which was the worst part. I had been... I looked unintentionally because I was like, oh, I need to buy turnips for the next week. And I was like, oop, I forgot to buy them. Whatever. So, in the process of checking last week, I had a spike of 600 for turnips. And I was like, no. And I realized it after the fact as this weekend had come up and we'd finally got turnips. I was like, that would have been so much fucking money. That's like 8 times the amount of what I would have bought them at, and I was just so angry. But what are you gonna do? Courtney and I aren't time skipping. We're not trying to do dickish things in the game. I'm not that worried about it. It's not like money's hard to come by. So that's what we've been doing. I think she had the bug guy yesterday. I had the fishing guy yesterday, so I made a crap ton of money just fishing. I have to get more stupid frickin', what are they called? I have to get more water eggs, the ones that you get from fishing, just because I'm like 3 short or 4 short of having everything built. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to fish up more of those eggs. That's why I've hated fishing right now, because everything's just an egg. And now I come to realize that I'm short those eggs, and I was like, well, that's dumb. I guess I should go fishing. And then my town's like, nah, we have no fish for you today, Jason. And I was like, awesome. So, I will probably be doing that maybe on my lunch break tomorrow or something, is try to get the last of my fish eggs done. Or maybe if we get a lull in stuff tonight after I get agitated to shiny hunting, maybe we'll jump over there and try and get our fishing done for the day. Alright, I'm gonna flip those two. Lino's essentially on death's door, and he can't one-shot most of the time, but we can heal him up afterwards. Why does the Purloin have it? I mean, the aura doesn't really help, it just makes the stats better, but 395 little ice cream cones over the past couple of days. We have not been going as fast as I'd like to be, but that's okay. I'm gonna knock these 20 out right quick. Slash. Give me that slash. That slash. Dab slash. Slashy dab. There's a piece of me that always wishes that I could have my headset off in, and I say in games like these, but like I'd still love to hear my music right now, but my headset just kills my ears after a while, and I've been wearing it pretty much all day because I've been on meetings and I've been using my computer for video calls, and the rest of me is like, I can deal with the like squish against my side of my glasses, and I could just keep wearing it during stream and everything, and it's whatever. But the rest of me is like, oh, I really wish I could listen to my music and like hear the game audio right now, but it would just immediately reverberate into the mic, and I'd feel bad about that because it's like, I'm not going to do that to you guys. And I also, like, I could plug in shitty headphones, but I'm not going, like, that's why I bought my headset. I like my headset. And this is one of those, like, Jason, you're being dumb because there's good options here and you're just not taking them. You're 100% right. 100% right. I'm not taking either option. Instead, I'm sitting here bitching about them. Well, bitching about it. That's what you get. That's what I get for it, too. So, is what it is. I apologize for Courtney's squealing in the background. Gimme that ice cream. I like ice cream. almost at 400. Almost there. I wish there was and a move isn't the right word. I wish there was a way to lower the evasiveness of a Pokemon, like an entry evasiveness debuff. And the only reason I say that is anytime any of these Snowcloak users are in Hail, it just makes it harder to hit, and I'm missing every, like, 1 out of 5 moves. Technically, it's 1 out of, I think, 6? No, it's supposed to be, they're all 90% accurate, or 100. So it would be 1 out of 10 or 1 out of, like, 9. But it's still, like, I'm missing far more than I would like to admit. I haven't kept track, though, so I suppose shame on me. The big 400, I believe, right there. 400 little ice cream cones destroyed by these group of goobers. Specifically bunnies and a cat, but whatever. We are almost at max shiny odds, which is good. At the same time, it has been slow. There's one over there. Hold on. Let me just get a hot check. Oh, I'm off by 1. It was 401, actually. Boop. Oh, well. Close enough. Horseshoe, hand grenade, all that good stuff. Boop. Number 402 looking blue as fuck. I'm so glad I got some of the, like, and I won't say the shiny hunting out of me, but, like, I came into this game planning on shiny hunting a lot of the Pokemon, and I got some of the weirder ones out of the way before, like, and I won't say before, like, the meta became popular and stuff, because that's just not true at all. I got Phalanx real early, and I've held on to him ever since. I also got Toxel really pretty early. I think there's the clip of it still somewhere around on my Twitch channel. I should probably find that somewhere, but whatever. And then I've gotten a couple of the other, like, staples now with, like, oh, Venusaur, oh, some of the G-Maxes, you know, a couple more here and there. But I don't feel like there's any Pokemon right now where I'm like, oh, that's a really unique Pokemon that someone hasn't hunted at all. The closest I got to that was Season 2 of Competitive when I was playing at the time, and that was hunting for Togedemaru. And let me tell you, Weakness Policy Togedemaru with Sturdy is something to be afraid of. I really should bring him back out and run the gauntlet with him again at some point. It was fun. You bring him in and everybody thinks they're the standard Nuzzle and Nuzzle Zing Zap Spiky Shield bullshit that's meant to sit there and tank blows with Lightning Rod as its ability. But I was running Sturdy Weakness Policy, U-Turn, Zing Zap, Iron Head, and I think I still had Nuzzle on him. Or it might have been Spiny Shield. I might have flip-flopped between the two. But let me tell you, that thing with a Weakness Policy boost, whew, you Dynamax that and give it the Weakness Policy hit, it is amazing. And it's fast as fuck, too. There's only a few things that I knew that outspeeded it. Obviously, Dracopult and Trick Room teams with, like, Rhyperior and stuff. Those would outspeed with Trick Room up. So it became very quickly, how do I slide Togedemaru in to survive a hit with Sturdy, pop the Weakness Policy, and then start walloping on things. And on the other side of it, the other fun part was, how do I wait out Trick Room? And that was the really... Most of the teams right now, as per usual, are like Mimikyu, Dusclops, Trick Room based teams, because the slow Pokemon hit like trucks. And dancing around them was some of the best games I probably had in Season 2 and 3 when I got all the way up to Master again. Just because it became, how do I delay 5 turns and not let him get it up again? What Pokemon do I lead to inevitably, and I won't even say sack, but it became, what Pokemon can I sack in front of this to pull Togedemaru, or pull Ludicolo and something else in? Or even when I was running how do I pull Dracovish in at the end without Storm Drain? Playing around Gastrodons was fun. Playing around G-Max Charizards right now is pretty fun, but they're also pretty weak. So playing around the offensive strategy, I found to be really annoying, versus playing around the Trick Room defensive strategy, which I found to be like an overcomable challenge. But now the new challenge is playing around G-Max Charizard, Sun, and it lived on one? Dick. G-Max Charizard, Incineroar, and the Venusaur with Chlorophyll. I mean, that's realistically, and I hate saying it because that's the team I was using this past season. It was Venusaur and Ninetales. Venusaur, Ninetales, Incineroar, and who was my fourth? Maybe Duraludon? I think Duraludon might have been my fourth. Either way, that's all that team did. Was it came in, immediately got the sunset, so Chlorophyll immediately popped, and then it was, okay, what am I trying to Sleep Powder, or do I just Dynamax and start wailing on stuff? And if it was a Togekiss team, it was Dynamax and Max Ooze into the Togekiss to get rid of it. On top of the fact that not only would it get rid of it, but then you get the special attack boost from it too, which just made you even more of a threat. Or if you were feeling ballsy and you knew they were going to go for the Ninetales, you flop Incineroar in immediately, and then you have Sun with Incineroar intimidating things, and you still get the special attack boost or the grassy terrain up at that point. So, I don't know. If we're just strategizing now on beating the Venusaurs and the Charizards, I find that boring, because I've already done this. And I say that very stupidly, but I mean, how many times did last season roll around? That's sort of my generic response to it, and I feel bad about it for that. But I already played around Incineroars far too much. I already played around the Chlorophyll-based teams before. I mean, Venusaur wasn't ever really in the meta as much, but I've played around those teams. I've played around the legendary teams with, like, Mimikyu running Trick Room. So, I kind of hate the meta right now because it's so repetitive. But I don't know. Maybe the DLC will give us another big shift and we won't see Trick Room coming out anymore. Maybe we'll see Rain make a comeback. Or, I don't know. Maybe we'll see somebody else come in. Some other abilities get unlocked and we'll see a big shift in, I don't know, maybe Hail again. Maybe, maybe Sandstorm will come back. I loved trying to make a Sandstorm team with Hippowdon and Excadrill, but it just never worked for me. I could not beat the Dracovish team ever in that was season 1. If maybe any of you who were watching remember, that was December, I think, and it was just you couldn't get around the Dracovish lead with Pelipper. That's what it was, Drizzle Pelipper. Just couldn't get around it, and I'm not mad about it. It was an interesting season, and then the meta shifted when I'm gonna forget who. Wolfie shifted the meta, and Wolfie stopped using Dracovish and started using who was it? He was using something else random. I'm trying to remember what. And then, like, people like A-Drive came in with the Trick Room teams, and then they got popular with VGC. Actual competition was using Trick Room, and Trick Room's just been this weird staple that never goes away. Because that's what it does. It's meant to sort of sit and stay in some regard. But, I don't know. Me personally, I find it really annoying. Look at them items. Moonstone, a Max Revive, some mushrooms, an elixir. Pretty good grabs. Pretty good grabs. think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to pop an elixir onto... Do I have a regular ether? No, huh? Alright. Actually, I'm just going to keep him. Fuck it. I was going to pop an elixir onto Meowth, but he only has one move that really hits for an insta-kill, so... Diggersby be the way, man. Boop. And I feel obligatedly bad. That's not the right way to phrase this. Hold on. Let me try and think about this for a second. I feel obligated to enjoy playing Pokemon. And again, obligated doesn't really work here. I'm trying to figure out a better way to phrase this. Pokemon is stuff that I enjoy. God, I missed 2 hammer arms in a row. It's a 90% accurate move. Stop. Hit this one. Thank you. I enjoy Pokemon regardless of whether it's the story, VGC. I'm gonna probably enjoy the shit out of the DLC. I enjoy doing raids. I enjoy lots of that stuff. What I don't enjoy is when it gets into the repetitive nature of either shiny hunting, shiny after shiny after shiny after shiny, or the same damn team every time to get to Master Ball tier, or maybe even to number 1 at the time. I get it. I get why people do it. It is a challenge. It is exciting. But I find using that, and this is where this comes into play more for me being picky than me being unhappy with it. I don't want to have the same 6 Pokemon in every battle and do the same 4 over and over again. I want to mix it up. And that's where VGC level content is not mixing it up. It's outplaying. It's a game of chess with the same pieces every time, or relatively close to. The Champions Cup was actually this past week, if memory serves me, and looking at the top 32 teams when that metric was put out, I think KG, their graphics artist, actually put out the details of it. There were 2 Pokemon that were not normal, and again, OU is relative to like Pokemon Showdown, and of course I missed, and like Smogon and such. They weren't OU Pokemon every time, but these Pokemon were overly used in current meta and or always have been. Again, I missed 2 in a row. Wow. Alright, game. Thanks. Oof. I'm just living. We're gonna kill it. 3. There's 3 I've missed 5 of the 9 on Diggersby. That sucks. Wow. Thanks, game. What do I got? I guess I bring in Linoon to die. That sounds so sad. Bring in Linoon, hit it with a Night Slash, hope for the best, and then we'll revive Diggersby. Womp. Missed the sheer cold, died to hail. Oh, no, we living. We out here living, just barely. Linoon coming in clutch. Womp. But all the teams were the same. And not just the same, but half of them have the same items, too. There's no... And again, this is again, me personally, personal problem. There's no variability in playing competitive Pokemon. It is pretty much the same damn thing over and over again. And a lot of the content creators for Pokemon will disagree with me. And I don't want to make it sound like I am speaking out of skill and expertise and all that kind of crap, because people will then judge accordingly. And again, I'm speaking purely on my experience, which is relative to all the games that I've played, my current rank and stuff and all that crap. But if I wanted to face the T-Tar with weakness policy and the Excadrill or the Togekiss or the Milotic with, I think it's the Milotic now is running blunder policy with frickin' hypnosis. Like, there are some, or the G-Max Lapras. Like, those are the major things that are showing up in competitive right now. Every team. And I hate saying it that way because it's not true, but it's true. It's not true. It is not every team. Not every team is running those same 4 Pokemon. But there's a group of 20 Pokemon, and it might be 25 nowadays. Actually, here, why don't I tell you? That's even better. I can pull data for this one. Let me go look at Pikalytics and see what they're currently telling me right now. Out of all of the matches currently being played on Showdown, which is, you know, a majority for the VGC format, 43, so I'm just going to say 50, I'm going to just do simple rounding here. 50% of the teams have a Togekiss on them. It's a standard Togekiss. It's got D-Gleam, Follow Me, Air Slash, and Heat Wave. Some are running Flamethrower, some are running Protect. Totally get it. Most are doing the Super Lux Scope Lens, some are running Weakness Policy or Berry. And very few have now moved and stayed in the flinching. Like, the flinch build was Serene Grace, Scope Lens, or not Scope Lens, whatever the other thing was. Just because, you know, flinch hacking your way to victory was a way to do it in the past. But 43% are running Togekiss, and then the next one up is Incineroar at 36. That is a majority of what you're going to face right now. And that is boring. And this is where, again, I'm relative to everybody here. I'm one human that is expressing stuff here. But the other chunk is the next 4 Pokemon on the list are the common teammates for the Pokemon for each other. The most common teammates for Togekiss are Incineroar, Dracopult, Excadrill, Conkeldurr, and Dusclops. Those are the top 5 teammates for Togekiss. The top 6 Pokemon right now being used: Togekiss, Incineroar, Dracopult, Dusclops, Conkeldurr, and Excadrill and Rotom Wash are actually tied at this current time of video or stream. So what? The majority of every team, if it has one of those Pokemon, chances are it's going to be all 6 of those. That is what it's going to be. And I find that to be utterly dumb. And it's probably, this is the reason why I say this, it is probably a team that, like, somebody famous like Aaron Zhang or Cybertron or whatever he goes by, or Wolfie, or I'm trying to remember who the other big competitive Pokemon players are right now. It's probably one of the teams they made. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that's exactly one of the teams they made. I'm actually surprised Milotic isn't as high on the ladder as it was probably last week or the week prior. But it doesn't change anything. Those are the 6 Pokemon that are most common in the format. That's what majority of teams will have. There's no weasel room here. And if it's not all 6, it's at least some of the 6. Which is why every time anybody goes, why aren't you playing competitive as much as you did Season 1 and 2? The answer is because I don't want to face the same 6 Pokemon over and over again. Because it just becomes, how am I going to beat the Togekiss, the Dynamaxes? Or how am I going to beat Trick Room with Dusclops? And how am I going to do this? Dusclops is a monster. 100% agree. He is a monster in this game. He's meant to be a monster in this game. He is the best Eviolite user. He's the tankiest motherfucker. And he does great. That's what he's there to do. He does great at being a tanky, Trick Room setting, Will-O-Wisping, Hex, or no, it's Nightshade. Nightshading monster. But, do I want that over and over again? No. Do I want to set up against a Conkeldurr? Not really. I mean, even, I remember when Diggersby with huge power was still in play, too. Like, there was seasons of just every team had a Diggersby on it, and it just got so incredibly strong, and you just couldn't beat it down. It's set up with Swords Dance and just kicked your shit in. But you don't see it anymore. Why? Because there are Pokemon that are faster, better, and not even necessarily stronger, but it takes less work to get them in, set them up, and just have them knock the walls. Being a breaker in this game, especially in VGC competitive, isn't about setting up big hitting Pokemon with stuff like Swords Dance or Baton Pass or that kind of stuff. It is no. What comes in, hits really hard, Dynamaxes and hits harder, and can outlive things. That's how VGC works. And I feel like this is where I feel like competitive meta changed, not any different than it ever has been, but at the same time, if you asked me what's more fun to play, a 6-on-6 or a 4-on-4 in doubles, I would tell you 6-on-6 every time. Why? Because I have access to the entire team. You don't know what's going to be coming in first. You don't know what I'm going to pull out of my back pocket next. But if you see, a Dusclops and a Conkeldurr, you know Trick Room's coming. You know that Conkeldurr's going to come in the back and hit something really fucking hard. And that's its job. Come in, on Trick Room, hit hard, keep hitting until Trick Room's done. That's just the way it is. Oh, okay. I've been ranting far too long. Let's not talk about VGC anymore, or else I'm probably just going to rant myself into oblivion. And I can already feel my throat being like, Jason, you're talking too much. Talk about something lighter-hearted. Yep. Okay. Can do. Yikes. I didn't have a topic immediately at hand. I was trying to think of one. Or at least try and come up with something based on chat, but the world's kind of dark right now. It's sad to say. It's really sad in some regard, but I feel bad I don't have more fun topics at hand. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I soapbox too much now. Sound like the dying lich. I mean, we talked about it last week a little bit. My coworkers asked me to try and DM for them to play Dungeons and Dragons. On one side, I'm excited for it. On the other side, they've all ghosted. And this is like coworkers I talk to every day. They're all ghosted. And I was like, yep, that's about no surprise right about there. They're all either dealing with their kids at home or dealing with work and home life and all that crap. And I went, yep, that went right into the trash can, right where I pretty much expected it to. I don't know. I was somewhat hopeful that they'd want to do it. I was somewhat afraid that they wanted to do it, but that's only, and I say the selfish side of Jason was afraid for how badly it was going to turn out, because it was going to be a little amount of time to play, and I feel like most of the time it would just be listening to Jason talk for an hour, which is why I was hesitant on saying yes, because it's like, oh, we can do it Fridays during lunch. Alright, lunch is an hour, guys. Like, we all have meetings. I can't really... what do you want me to do here? Beyond try and narrate for, what, quick hits? What do you want me to do? So, I felt bad in that regard, and it was something that, like, I inevitably will have to talk to them about. If they do decide to play. But, at the same time, all of them have, not responded in chat to me, not sent me any details, not set up any time to discuss things. They've all just quietly went about their weeks. Which, again, we're all working, we're all hella busy. Totally understand, not offended in the slightest. But this is standard D&D protocol, which is why I find it so funny. Even my good friends that we play with still to this day, last minute dropouts, or last minute I got busies, or oh, something came up, we can't do it this week. Every time. Which is why I haven't really pushed on it at all. And again, this is, I suppose, shame on me in some regard. I could. If I really was adamant about doing it, I should push on them. But if they're not going to do it, it lets me go do other things. I can play video games. I can spend time with my fiance. I can, you know, sit around and jack off in a corner. I really don't have a better response. Like, there's a wide variety of things that I can spend my time doing. I can clean my house. Let me tell you, my basement is looking better every day. Why? Because every day I spend about a half hour down in there cleaning up old wood from when we renovated my house. Pulling nails out of boards so I have actually good lumber down in the basement now. Trying to stack it, trying to get it into, like, structural places, trying to organize things. It's been weird in a good way. I'm happy about it. It's slow progress. Most of the last 2 times I went down there, all I did was clean out stuff from my bedroom as a kid. Let me tell you, there's a lot of weird crap that came out of my bedroom. But every day I can find something to do, and it was my hope that I choose to do something I want to there, which was, I'm happy to do D&D, I'm happy to play and DM for you guys, and I chose to say, sure, I could do that, and now we're back to, okay, I chose to devote time to it and set things up and prep things, and they chose not to do it. Hold on, I'm gonna pull my phone for once and actually respond to somebody. I want to bake something, but I don't know what, plus I'm limited to what I have on hand. Cookies. Staple. Limited ingredients. I go with cookies. Anytime you ask me, hey, what do you want for dessert? Cookies is the easiest thing, especially, and I call them apocalypse cookies now, I suppose is a proper way to phrase this. When you're stuck inside, you can't go outside due to quarantine, you got flour, you got sugar, you got, I don't even know what else is in cookies nowadays. I'd have to think about it. I don't have my recipes in front of me. But there are very little things required to make cookies. And you can just do any of the add-ins you want. You want chocolate chips, or you got chocolate chips, make chocolate chip cookies. You want, I don't know, stuff? Make stuff. Stuff. I like stuff. And mind you, I guess I'm always, again, of the jaded opinion here. I'm diabetic. Like, I'm not ever going to say anything but sweet things that I can't eat. Mind you, they're not healthy, but what better thing to make than something you actually can eat without consequence? That's the way I always look at it, which is sad and jaded. I know, it's not a happy response. It is just a actual response. If I could eat it, I would say bake a cake. If I could eat it, I would say, I don't know, make peanut brittle. I love peanut butter. I love peanut-based things. Peanut brittle is amazing. It's just way too sweet, so I've never eat it. But, again, this is of jaded response, so that's usually how it comes out. And I feel bad phrasing it that way. Oof, missed the perk break, huh? 100% accurate move, guys. There, we are at half health, exactly. Womp. But I figured I would respond, only because it's like, oh, it's the nice thing to do. Chocolate, I just bought lemon, but planning on using them for something. I lost track of what they were talking about. They're not talking about ingredients I assume they have in the house. Now I'm hungry again. I ate dinner right before I started streaming at like 4:40. I was like, because I was still working too. And I was like, I don't have time to really eat dinner and relax before starting stream, because I wanted to get on the stream and actually start streaming right away. So I shoveled dinner, and it's one of those, like, it's already past, like, it was 2 hours ago now. And I'm like, I could go for something to eat, because that's already like hit the stomach, passed through it, and is now like, yeah, dinner was kind of quick. Dinner was kind of quick. Womp. Ugh. I think I mentioned it earlier when Courtney was in here. It was like, I had time to work out during lunch. I got the Ring Fit before it became like a extravagantly rare item. Let me tell you, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. So I was using that during my lunch break today, and worked up the good sweat. Beat the I think it's a dragon, something like that. I don't know. I beat the bad guy on like World 4 or 5, and was like, I could do another. Could try and do another. Another like world or another challenge, but I ran out of time. That's probably the most annoying thing, is like, I've got an hour for lunch, guys. What am I gonna spend my hour of lunch doing? Most of the time eating, playing video games, for what I can, and because I knew I was streaming later, it was like, ooh, I gotta work out. I better work out during lunch. Ooh, I gotta eat lunch though, and then it was like, I ended up eating lunch quickly at like 11. Courtney's sneezing on my stream to ruin it further.
Sorry.
What do you need?
I was saying you check turnip prices during your lunch break.
No, that was while I was on a call. But I love you too. But I had to somehow squeeze workout into that too, so I ended up taking a late lunch when I was done my calls.
Good job, Fitton.
But then I was back-to-back calls, so it really didn't matter because I ran out of time again. So it is par for the course. It is never easy to try and maintain a balanced life, especially when you're out of your house 24/7 like most of us are right now. So if you're hanging out at home for 3 weeks like I've been, welcome. I hope you're doing okay. Hope your sanity is maintaining, unlike mine. Ooh. Oh, that was 4:44. I didn't even notice. We're just walloping our way through these guys. Small little snow cones of death. But same. I'm hoping, I'm really hoping that we see the snow cone today. It would make my, it'd make my day. What do you need? You keep awkwardly walking in here. Either walk in and say what you need, or don't creep on me.
I'm getting Uber Eats from Mazza. Do you want anything?
I don't know what Mazza is.
The Mediterranean place.
I don't know what they have.
Salads, chicken shawarma.
No.
Caesar salad.
No.
Kids mac and cheese.
No, we have mac and cheese in the house.
Sure.
I'm trying to eat all of it still because we have milk right now.
Okay.
I gotta figure out whether you should see if you can find if Uber Eats does California burrito.
I'll figure that out.
I got a hankering. I said it today, and I was like, if I had time to actually order lunch today, I'd figure it out. And I just didn't have time, and I was so sad.
One of the girls from my Pure Bar class, it was like, where's the first place you're going when the quarantine ends? And she wrote, California burritos.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I mean, trust me, they do takeout. I'm willing to drive my ass down there, sit in my car, and wave. But that's on the that's on the limited agenda list. I'll put it that way. apologize for the yawning. It's a tired life for Jason, apparently. Don't freeze. Thank you. Them hammer arms, though. Wild missing. Womp. Let's heal him up. That way we get him back to full. No, max. Bonk. Got one already, so no big deal. Surprisingly good way to make money if you're shiny hunting using the encounter method is going with the pickup squad. Just because after like 5 bald mushrooms you're making great cash. I forget how much it is, we'll have to check, but that be what it be. Womp. Every time the hammer arm animation comes down, it makes me think of like a little kid that's holding an ice cream cone and just dunks it on the ground. Just flattened, sad, on the ground, dead.
Same.
Like me.
Me.
You're not on the ground or dead.
Not yet.
That's true. Matter of time. He says demonically.
Grandpa's calling me.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, Mom.
Courtney's life is so hard. Her friends are reaching out. They talk to her. Jason's friends don't reach out. That's not true. Devin legitimately pinged me an hour ago. I was like, hey, sorry, haven't seen you in forever, haven't talked, been busy. And I was like, yep, I get it. It's been a busy week for me too, buddy. I totally understand. I don't know. Everybody always asks, especially my coworkers, they tend to ask like, oh, have you talked to your friends at all? Have you talked to anybody like that's coming to the wedding at all and all that crap? It's like, yeah, I've talked to people. I've pinged people here and there, all that good stuff. But am I ever in constant communication with people? No, not really. I'm more, I can't say more of a loner. That's not the right phrase. I'm more distant about my relationships with people, I guess. But I don't know. This is yet again one of those weird topics because I am very much a relationship dependent person. In that, like, if Courtney wasn't around constantly, I'd probably lose my bloody mind. But it just depended on who I cling to, I guess is the way I'll phrase it, because it really does sound like I'm very much a stalker chick. Maybe I am, but like college, me and Devin were utterly close. Me and my girlfriend at the time were close. While I was working in another state, and when I met Courtney and I became utterly inseparable, to the point where it was hard to, like, Courtney wasn't living with me, but she was living with me. Of course I got crit. But it's stuff like that where it's like, I always like having people around me, even if I don't necessarily spend 100% of my time with them, I guess is a good way to phrase it. So I'm used to having people around, but I don't need them to be necessarily at my beck and call for attention. So it's a weird scenario like that where I feel I feel good about having Courtney, 10 feet away most of the time, especially now with like the whole pandemic and stuff. It's been great to have somebody at home that isn't, a computer screen some days. Don't get me wrong, I love talking to you, chat, but it's nice to have a physical thing to talk to like converse with, more than it is thousands of idiots on the internet, for lack of a better way of phrasing it. Sorry, internet. Love you, chat. All that good stuff. But, again, this is just purely my opinion on it, purely because I've been doing it now for 3.5, well, close to 4 weeks now. And I realized that I don't think I'd be as well. Like, if I hadn't been with Courtney in the house, enjoying it, whatever, or getting shut into my room, I probably would have gone and stayed with my parents. Just because they don't have anybody to converse with or do anything beyond each other. No offense to my parents, but it's one of those, like, I would get bored of just being in the house here by myself for weeks on end alone. Thankfully, again, if Courtney wasn't here by small chance, I at least have the cat around. But, like, I converse with people at work. Work is work. Like, we don't talk outside of work that much beyond, like, 1 or 2 people I, like, know. It's just not normal. And I feel bad. Maybe I should make more of an effort to talking with my coworkers outside of the office. But we're all stuck through video calls now, best because we're all at home. So it really doesn't do me any good, which is the sad part. And I feel bad about it because that's the sad part about it. I don't know, chat. I'm just legitimately rambling. I guess the internal head that is Jason. I've put on my cap of honesty, cap of talking out my life right now. So that's what you get. That's what you're getting tonight. Jason's thoughts on life and crap that's going on. And hopefully you like the music, because that's pretty much all you're getting. I'm going to try and get to 500, and then I'm going to try and take a potty break. So, be ready for some good chair cam. I'll give you the nice chair cam while I'm gone. I get to stare at my beautiful backside of my DX Racer chair. It's funny. These chairs became popular for, like, streaming and stuff. I forget when. And Courtney had ordered me one. And I don't remember whether it was on back order or what. Like, she got it for my birthday one year. Years ago now. And I was like, oh, awesome, thanks. Like, I appreciate it. Like, it's a nice chair. It's very comfortable. Mind you, I have a, I'll call it the butt cushion. I got the donut pillow cushion kind of thing just to help, like, keep my posture nice and stuff. But otherwise, great chair. Love it. And everybody else was immediately, like, after, like, everybody had ordered them and stuff, everybody, like, not everybody, I'm trying to, most of the people that use them for, like, streaming and stuff were like, oh no, they're the most uncomfortable chairs known to man, and we're switching over to using these chairs, and these eco-friendly chairs, or these ergonomically friendly back chairs, or whatever. And I'm sitting in mine, looking around like, my chair's pretty comfortable, I don't know what they're talking about. Never had a problem with this chair. Love it. The only thing that I could complain about is it doesn't have a good curved back cushion. Like, you know, the one that sits in, like, your lower back area down here. I'm saying down here, but you can't see it. Like, the lower back area. And the only reason it doesn't have a good cushion is because they made it just a single lump cushion instead of, like, a moldable one somewhat. And my old chair had a moldable one that was actually embedded in the back, so it did wonders to keep my posture better, which is why now I'm sitting up and realizing I've been sitting probably all day with shitty posture in this chair, and should probably be, like, sat up more. And I'm sure the large amount of lower back exercises and back exercises that I did while working out today are going to cost me tomorrow, and then I'm going to do more, I bet, too. So, you know, it's always going to be good. My poor body, it ache for people. But I like my little ice cream cone. Oh, ice cream cone. Let's see, we'll get to about 470 before we need to use another elixir, so that's pretty good. I'm hoping. Let me rephrase, I'll hope we'll get to 470. We'll see whether that actually comes true or not. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. I gotta figure out what ball I'm gonna try and catch this into. I haven't at all kept stock of whatever I have. Probably should have, but YOLO. Screen. Boop. Oh, look at that adorable little snow cone. Well, not sponsored by G Fuel. I've been drinking all the G Fuel in my house right now just because I don't want to drink all the iced coffee I have. Because, you know, getting iced coffee is very limiting right now because I can't really go to the store. So I've been drinking through all the ones I have, and I'm currently drinking through the tub of snow cone I have. Probably my favorite flavor out of all of them so far. Though I have an unopened watermelon mint that I'm hopeful will be really good. But I was drinking that this morning, and I was on a call with like some of my coworkers, my boss and stuff, and I'm just sitting there like slugging it back. And finally someone was like, Jason, what the fuck are you drinking? It's like 10 a.m. and it's bright ass blue. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, I guess that probably looks a little weird, but it's, you know, like not an energy drink, but like it's a caffeinated drink. Oh, I'm 2 behind where I am. Oops. Boop boop. I knew that was realistically going to happen, but that's fun. Boop. 469. Oh, yeah. But I had to sit there and try and explain. It's a caffeinated beverage that technically is like gamer related, but it's realistically just like a caffeine powder, natural based stuff. And they were just like, oh, why aren't you just drinking coffee? And it's like, all of my direct coworkers that I like sit with every day and stuff, they know my response to this every time, which is, I only drink iced coffee. I don't drink coffee hot almost next to never. The only times I'll drink it hot are usually if it's cold as fuck and I want something to warm my body up, my hands are cold as fuck and I want something to warm my hands and my body up, or there is absolutely no other way I can get coffee. And legitimately, one of my coworkers that sits like diagonal to me, he piped up on the call and was like, oh, I can tell you exactly why. Jason's gone through this gauntlet. He goes, Jason, do you have iced coffee in your house? And I go, I do, actually. So this is the weird part, because while I have iced coffee, I don't have enough that'll last, like, I don't know, until my next grocery order comes, if I don't sort of stagnate the amount I'm drinking. And the other side of this is, I'm making iced coffee with hot coffee. Like, I brewed a pot of coffee, and I put it in my iced coffee, like, I have not a cold brew maker, that's not the right term. I have a thing that holds the coffee grounds and makes iced coffee in it, and then it just lets the grounds stay inside the filter. It's just a metal mesh filter that sits inside a big vat of water. You can think about it like that. But I was like, I'm making more, and I have some more, like, I have emergency coffee in the sense of, like, I could just go get myself a cup of coffee, but I'm not gonna waste the coffee, because I don't want to lose the coffee. And there were the nods of, like, understanding, because everybody's kind of doing the same thing with other stuff. It's, like, rationing, I guess is the best way to phrase it. Even though, technically, I really don't have to. I could go to the store, but I'm choosing to try and keep my ass safe. But it's very much a, I don't want to risk it. Jason don't want to risk it for that biscuit. Oh, Buttons is outside the door right now. I feel bad. The door, Courtney closed the door because she's talking to somebody, and Buttons, I can hear her sniffing at the door. I think she wants food. I'm gonna go let her in. Hold on. Ooh. Coming in? Make your choice, Goober. Are you coming in or staying out? I gotta know. Okay, bye. She stood at the door and looked at me 5 ways to Sunday, trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing, just because I'm trying to be nice and let her come in because her food. So Buttons' food dish and water dish is all the way over in that corner from me, and she's locked out of food and water and technically her litter box right now. So it's like I feel bad, but I mean, Courtney closed the door because she's currently on the phone with her friends, and I don't want her feeling like she can't talk. So I'll close the door. But now Buttons is sitting at the door going, well, and I can see her paw coming under it every once in a while, and it makes me feel bad. It's not my fault. I could move her food and water and stuff if I really wanted to, but we, Courtney, me, and Buttons spend the most time in this room because my desk is here, our television's over there, like our nice couch is right here that we sit on and spend most of our time on. This is where the majority of the Graham family household sits. Like that's what we do here. So that's where we left her stuff always, because it was easy to keep track of, and she always comes around. But that does bring things to be difficult when Courtney and I are both working from home, or we're both on calls, and I don't want to interrupt her, she don't want to interrupt me. It's all hectic. Working from home for weeks on end together is hectic. But we're both fine. And I say that in the sense of, while hectic as it might be, no matter how hectic it will get, Courtney and I have stayed healthy. Neither of us have the Rona. Oh, sorry, let me be official about it. Neither Courtney nor myself have contracted COVID-19. We have both stayed very safe, very happy, very healthy in our home. And we continue to plan on doing that. I say this very happily that my company lets me work from home. And Courtney can work from home as well. I'm very content with our living arrangements, and if the worst thing we're doing is debating how we get food to the house via whatever delivery method, I'll deal with it, man. I will deal with it. But there's the first hammer arm miss. Don't freeze me. Thank you. Don't freeze me. Don't freeze me. Don't freeze me. Ha! Oh, I see you, Stephanie, playing Animal Crossing. I see you. Could be hanging out with Jason, talking to me. You're not. It's rude. She's not even watching, and I'm throwing insults, throwing shade. Hard shade. That's what we do here. We cast the shade of a lifetime. I love how. Yep. How, brown cow. One of the robots that watches all the general channels, its name is Feet. Or Feet. Yeah, it's Feet. And every time I see it, I'm just like, wow, there's a guy that legitimately has the name Feet in my channel, and then I realize it's the bot again. I'm like, oh, right. There's a bot named Feet. It's the Footy Foot bot. Also, another big thing that happened, I don't know whether it was this week or not, I think I talked about it this past weekend a little while I was streaming. The water bot, not the drink water bot, whatever it's called, got decommed, I guess, or like removed, or and it's no longer active and usable, and everybody was flipping their shit because they were like, how do I remember when to drink water? I'm sorry, what? Do you not drink liquids? Like, it should be, do you really need that reminder? Even when you're streaming, I always have liquid, like, around me. Just because half the time I'm talking so much I can feel my voice get raspy and dry out. And I was like, I never realized that people actually weren't drinking or eating food and water, obviously, enough where it became like, you need to be reminded of this. Or, like, you need to go do this. And I was like, whoa. That's unexpected. So, there you go. There's your interesting tidbit of Jason never expected that to be the case, but holy crap, some people are dumb. It's not hard to get yourself hydrated. Do it. My comment is do it. Speaking of doing it, you can get my lovely do it emote if you want to use Twitch Prime and subscribe. Not required, but you know, it's there if you want it. Love me some Twitch Prime subs. You get a cute little gif of my favorite man, Trubbish, my Trash Panda life. Get to join the Trash Pandas and enjoy my mediocre stream content whenever you want. Get access to all my old ones too. Woo! Some of them I haven't even uploaded. Some of them I actually can't upload to YouTube too, which is the other fun part. Anybody who wants my VODs that have like potentially copyrighted material on them, all those ones get uploaded only to Twitch, not to YouTube, or my smaller streams and stuff too. Like, I'm not gonna upload. When did I stream? What was I streaming the other day? I was streaming a game for only like an hour or two or a couple days ago. Or like when I stream 5 different games at once, I'm not gonna put that up on YouTube. I get that like it is a hodgepodge of games and it makes logical sense, but I'm not gonna put all them up there. It's not worth my time. Cause I don't know how I'd cut it. Also, the music got really quiet. I noticed that it wasn't procking my my audio on my mixer, and I was like, oh, I guess maybe it stopped playing. Nah, that was just a real quiet song. La, da, da. Hello, cone. Look at that little snow cone with his waggly arms. Same. I'll waggle your arms. Oh god, I didn't realize Diggory's spear was almost dead. Whoops. Whoops. I kind of miss, not raid battles, what were they called? Horde battles. Or, like, even the SOS system I'm kind of missing right now. Just because it'd be so much easier just to be locked into a Vanillite right now, or lock into 5 of them at once. It would just be better. I get, like, the whole overworld mechanic and stuff. Like, they made good improvements here, don't get me wrong. But I would much rather have a horde battle of 5, like, Vanillites that are just constantly here. That way it just saves me time. Like, hitting 5 at once with an earthquake. So much better. So much better. But that's okay. We're just gonna keep tapping our snow cones. Snow cone of victory. Victory! Wow, wow. What are we at? 44? Not bad. Assuming we hit all of our rock slides, we'll be in good position for hitting 500 with Diggersby before he's out of PP again. I'll give him some PP. Let me get his PP up. Wink. Also, that is the worst joke I'm probably going to make tonight, so enjoy it. Same. I know I mentioned it beforehand. I gotta figure out what ball I want to use. I really actually don't know. I gotta see what I have on me. He's gonna be purplish, obviously. You can see him above me. Let's check. Let me see what balls I got. Great balls of fire. Beast ball, net ball, dive ball. I really don't have any great balls. I mean, Premier Ball's always a good option. I have so many dive balls, they just don't matter. I guess I'm out of unique one-off balls beyond that Beast Ball. But, I don't know. I like the Beast Ball for other Pokemon better. Not in a, like, I would definitely only use a Beast Ball for this Pokemon, but, like, the Beast Ball implies, like, there's a beast in there. It's something badass. I love the fact that I got, of course, there's the first miss on Rock Slide. I found somebody that had a Duraludon with a Beast Ball, and I ended up breeding that with my Stalwart Duraludon to get now a Stalwart Beast Ball Duraludon, and I love that Duraludon to death. That's, I think I nicknamed him Rally. It's either Rally or my other one. But either way, love Duraludon to Beast Ball. Same thing with, like, Beartic. Beartic, while a great Pokemon in the, like, hail or the rain now because of his hidden ability, like, badass looking. Ugh, of course we missed again. That's a beast. That, and I say it that way, that is the equivalent of what you would think a beast would be. So, I reserve that Beast Ball for something that is beastly. Like, some of the, like, Pyroar, or other Pokemon like that. Beast Balls were cool because of their, and it's not just because they were used for the Ultra Beasts and stuff, but they were that unique ball that was like, this is a really cool concept ball, and especially now that they made them rare in this game, where you only got some drops for them, anytime you find a Pokemon in a ball that isn't like a normal repeat ball, premier ball, or the standard sets, you're like, ooh, that's something worth holding on to. That's half of my Pokemon home right now, is stuff that had unique balls that isn't even rare or anything. Just because, oh, if I ever want to breed this, it'll be useful to have that in a Dream Ball, or a, I don't know what else was there. I'd have to go dig through my home, but... Same, Diggersby. Same. Of course you didn't hit your last Rock Slide. Fucking dick. Oh, he out here living. Oh, he's on death's door. He's gonna get this Brick Break, though. Put him in the ground. Womp. That a boy. That a boy. I'm always the bad guy. Oof, everybody's looking a little rough. I don't know what item Gourgeist is holding there. Is it a Max? Max Ether. Gotcha. That'll be useful. We can shove that onto him, too. Womp, womp, womp. No, I didn't want to run into you. It's a Delibird. I need them snow cones. 490. Hopefully. Did Jason lose track again is now the bigger question. Give me that brick break. What da? Breaking them bricks. Whew. Alright. Quick check. Make sure I'm not too far off in the numbers. Oh, I'm ahead. I double counted. Interesting. Didn't expect that, to be honest. I don't press the button this time. I wonder when I double counted. Bum, that break, break. What the? Do 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 do. 491. We're getting close. We're almost at that 500. That hearty 500. I know everybody's probably saying, Jason, you could have been at max odds from the beginning if you just hatched eggs. Yeah, well, hatching eggs is boring. At least this is a little mild excitement in your day. Although we did finally get our 6 IV Ditto. It is an English one, so I gotta see if I can find somebody with a non-English Ditto that's 6 IVs. But we do got a 6 IV Ditto now, which is fantastic. That will save me so much time for competitive breeding if I continue to do stuff in the competitive front in the near future. Thwomp. Definitely during the DLC and stuff, that'll be super useful to have. Whew. 494. Nice and slow going, but we're making that progress. Making that progress. The Wumpa. What do we got? What do we got? 2 cones. 2 cones. Give me them 2 cones. Look at that little floppy boy. Flopping them tiny arms. It always baffles me, their explanation for some of these things. Like, how can Vanillite float? Is there air inside of the, like, cone head? We don't know. I don't think it's ever explained in, like, any of the, like, Pokedex entries or anything, but I've never really looked at them enough to tell you. Like, does it have a magnet in the bottom of it that just pushes away from, like, the magnetic, like, earth? Magnetic earth doesn't make sense. The magnetic field in the earth? I could see that being a possibility. Is it just really fucking lightweight and it floats? Again, I would expect it to have air in it, but I could see that being the case. I don't know. How does that Pokemon float? It doesn't have psychic powers. It's not a psychic type. Ain't nothing there. I'm just gonna use this on Brick Break. Boop. We got 15 more Smackaroonies. Hello, Smackable Rooney. Shaky, 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 smack. Wub, 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 wub. Hata. The outfit, level 99. He's at 99. I don't know what Courtney's throwing on the floor right now, but it was pretty loud. Probably his buttons, in all brutal honesty. It's probably her sitting on the countertop beating stuff off of it. I got into a conversation with my coworker today. No, it was today? Yeah, it was this morning. And she was talking about how her cat was like a menace. And he would like hop up onto the counters and just throw everything off of them. On how like you can't train cats at all. And I was like, okay, sure. And one of my other coworkers was like, Jason, you have a cat, don't you? And I was like, yeah, sure do. I have Buttons. She's the best. And he goes, does your cat do that? And I was like, not really. Like, occasionally she jumps on the counter, but she knows better. And we've yelled at her, we've scolded her, we've sprayed her a couple times with a water bottle, or a spray bottle, or whatever you call them. Like, we have gotten it into her head, do not get up there. And she doesn't go up there. She sits on the chairs next to it, but she'll never hop up on it never is not true. It's a rare occurrence where she will hop up on a counter. She does. I'm not saying it's not a possibility. There we are, number 500 right here. But I was like, yeah, it's really not that big of an issue. Like, she knows what she can be on, she knows what she's not supposed to be on. We yell at her accordingly, and she learned. And now she just doesn't go near those places because Dad and Mom yell at me. And I say it's so stupid because it's behavioral, and our cat is well behaved, I guess. If that's the ultimate strategy point there, she's a well behaved cat. How did I miscount again? We're at $4.99. Am I dumb? Am I bad at math, guys? Oh, that's not gonna be 500. That's gonna be something else. Fuck you, Delibird. Get out. Bum, 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 bum. Wom, wom, wom. Wob, wob, wob. Here we are. Number 500 right here. 500th Vinylite. Womp. There it is. 500 down the hatch. Took us a couple of days to do it, but we are now full odds for encounter-based method. It's 1 in 3 for whatever the chances are. I don't remember. So 1 in 3 and 1 in 512 for me due to having the shiny charm. Alright, I'm gonna knock this one out, and then you guys can enjoy my lovely chair for a hot second while I go hit the bathroom. Alright, we'll be right back. Oh, we back. Buttons decided to come in here, and now she's locked in here with me. Sucks to be her. Or it doesn't. You know, I'm pretty great. Just saying. Just saying. Dad's pretty great, too. It's also now downpouring right now. So, I apologize if my, stream suddenly decides to cut the hell out, because, you know, if we lose power, we lose power. That's the way it'll go. On the bright side, Buttons now has access to, you know, food, water, her litter box. It's a good life. It's a good life over here, Fluff. It's a good life to hang out with Dad. She's now staring at the door to get out. I have a demon for a cat. That's what I'm calling right now. I just have a demonic cat. Oh boy. Uncommon symptoms. Now it's Sure. I really should make that so it doesn't pop up. Ugh. The cat is now just sitting by the door. I feel so bad. At the same time, I don't, because she wanted to be in here, and now she doesn't want to be in here, and I just feel bad. Alright, I'm gonna go open the door for her. You want to get out? Yeah. There you go. She's an asshole. She immediately looked up at me and was like, "Meow," and I was like, "Okay, goodbye, goodbye. Don't want to hang out with Dad. That's cool. I get it. No one wants to hang out with me either." Wah. Self-deprecating 5. Oh well. My knees are killing me right now. I know that's an odd thing to transition back to, but my workout today was core and lower body, and between thigh presses, I guess is what they'd call the one where you squeeze something in between your thighs, and the large amount of frickin' sit-ups and I don't know what half these. I don't remember what they're called. I just know what color they are and associated to Ring Fit. That's the sad part. All of that crunch movement and stuff. My core and my frickin' thighs and my inner thigh is on fire right now. Just because they're so and it's not even burned in. It's just ow. Just ow. It's a purloin. I forget what shiny Liepard's colors are. I'd have to look. But another cool Pokemon. A lot of people are using it for Prankster, yet again. God damn it. I'm running around with one Pokemon and run into the next one. So. I'm also... I feel like I have restless leg syndrome right now, because my knees hurt and it's making me want to stretch, and because I'm trying to stretch, I keep moving my legs and my body keeps moving, and it's oh god, please just stop moving, Jason. Just give up. Do it. Give up. Okay, thanks, body. Alright, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to 600, and then, just to not burn myself out, I may end up flopping games. I don't remember what I gotta think about. Do I have anything left in Animal Crossing I gotta do today? I don't think I do. I gotta think about it though. I didn't have any challenges. I have to fish out a couple more frickin' eggs, but that's about it. I've reached the lull. This is the normal lull of Animal Crossing. I've hit that point now, if you haven't figured it out. I have $1 million debt. It's not actually a million, it's 798,000. I hit that debt limit. I built 3 bridges. I've got everything essentially set up in my town that I'm aware of. Mind you, I'm sure I'm probably wrong. And now I'm well, what do I do now? And there's this internal dialogue, Jason, that now goes off and says, I mean, Jason, you can do whatever the hell you want. You want to level your island? You want to build water world? You want to do this? You want to do that? You want to do this? And it's choices. And that's where I'm panicking. And the other side of this, of course, my stupid break. As I mentioned, it's oh, well, what do I really want to do? And I'm fine with logging in every day, checking prices of the market and prices of this, and checking to see what unique items I've got and stuff. But it's starting to turn into the life simulator game, which is fine. But Stardew, I always feel like I have something to do, and I always attribute this Stardew, Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing. They're all in the same buckets for me. Stardew Valley, constantly doing something. There's always crops to do, or you can do mining, or you can do the Wonder Mine. I forget what it's called, the Desert Ruins, or whatever they're called. or you can go fishing, or you can go. I mean, there's options. There's a lot of options there, and you don't feel like if you decide I'm not going to do any farming this season, it's not catastrophic. You can still make crap tons of money, and if you're trying to do upgrades to your farm and stuff, you legitimately, if you try hard, you can get a lot done in the equivalent of a quote-unquote day. At the same time, you might do nothing for 5 days straight because you're just trying to woo a farmer. It happens. I've done it. I took the woo this person into marriage by end of year 1 challenge and succeeded swimmingly. But you can't do it with all the characters because some of them you just can't get items for fast enough. It happens. Either way, super fun. You can divorce your characters. You can get married again. You could marry almost everybody in that town, for God's sakes. All are good options. Then you have Harvest Moon, much more achievement detailed oriented, still a great game. And it's still on my GameCube. I don't think I've ever played it on stream. Maybe I will. Maybe we do a long stream Saturday and we play Harvest Moon Magical Melody, because that was my favorite Harvest Moon game as a kid. It was fantastic. It had 100 achievements. And by achievements, I mean it had 100 musical notes you had to acquire, or whatever they were called. I think they were musical notes. And none of them were necessarily the easiest thing on the planet. Some of them were. Some of them were like, harvest a crop, or mine a rock, or do this, do that, like simple things. But then you had, like, there were really unique ones as well, and they were hard to do, and they made your life difficult. Or, like, you had to do things that were, like, extremely hard in the game, like, grow up one of every crop, not harvest every one of your animals, that sounds bad, receive drops from your animals, have a fully functioning farm layout. It was stuff like that where it was like, whoa, this is interesting, this has got me going, how do I play through this? And it, again, same energy meter concept where you run out of energy and you die on the day, and that's your day. One of the achievements was directly related to use up all your energy and faint. Like, I just remember that one because I did it, and then I was like, holy crap, I got a note for it. And then all the notes translated into musical instruments, and it gave you different music options in the game, if I remember correctly. Either way, fun game. It's hard as hell to see the game, trust me when I say that. And GameCube to stream doesn't look great. Let me tell you, it's rough looking. It's rough around them edges. Of course, I missed my fucking Night Slash. 100% accurate move. Just saying. But either way, it's that game I always found to be childlike enjoyable, because it was not easy to do all 100 notes. I'm sure I could. I don't think I ever did though, which is why I consider that so fun, because even to this day I don't think I've played a 100 note game of Harvest Moon Magical Melody. I think the best I got was like 40, because I just stopped doing it. But that's an interesting goal. It could be really fun. Hell, people might actually watch it because it's Harvest Moon. Who's playing Harvest Moon right now? Actually, here, let me tell you. Let me go pull it up right now and give you that hot take that you're looking for of the day. Hot takes on Twitch.tv. Whoop whoop. Twitch hot takes. Twitch hot takes. Twitch hot takes. I love me them Twitch hot takes. Please don't be playing music right now or something, because then I'll get in trouble and get banned. Just kidding, it won't be banned, but it'll be a womp womp, I'll put it that way. Womp womp. Good. Hold on. Let me search. There we go. Hot search on Harvest Moon. There's one guy currently playing Harvest Moon, probably the original though. Let me check. Harvest Moon Magical Melody. Nobody, and I mean 0 people, are currently playing Magical Melody right now. I would have a niche market if I started playing Harvest Moon immediately. Like, no one else is currently playing that. One of my favorite games on the GameCube, besides, like, Smash and all the other games that everybody loves. But that's an option. I might try and play that on stream this weekend. Again, it was enjoyable. I loved it. It was a child-friendly, happy game for me. At the same time, then we have Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is one of those weird games for me, because I always feel like I loved Animal Crossing up until about a month into playing the game. And mind you, we're only 2 weeks in now, so I'm still enjoying it. But I think that as the month comes to a close, I'm going to hit that same lull that I usually do of, I've unlocked every house upgrade, I've paid Tom Nook my debt of billions of bells, and now I go, what next? And the answer is, you know, beyond the events that come up where they put in more items and stuff, like the Easter event that's currently going on right now, or the Bunny Day event, sorry, Easter's not politically friendly. What else am I doing with it? Not much. I'm not... Do I ever complete the fish decks or the bug decks? I'm sure I would over time, but am I gunning for it? No. Am I trying to become a billionaire? Or a billionaire? Haha. No. There's no need for it. If you make 10 grand a day in that game, you're golden. You can buy everything in the store that you possibly want. There are days where you'll need some more, but there are days where you'll need less. Like, you don't need that much money every day in that game until you're paying off your incredible debt that you seemingly never get out of. But at some point, you do. At some point, your house is as big as it can get. All the items you want are within your reach. And then what? And that's where the game doesn't have achievements. The game doesn't have goals. It's just, it's Open Life Simulator. It is enjoyable because it's Open Life Simulator, but what do I get out of it? And I laugh about it. It's the same reason I love playing Farm Together on Steam. If you've never played that, it's a farming game. It's based on real time. If you're building a farm with somebody or by yourself, it's super fun. But there's no goals. There are achievements, but they're not anything that you can quickly acquire and do. They're like, grow one of every crop. Okay, great. Well, some crops take 15 minutes to grow. Some take 15 hours. And I don't actually think it's that big, but my point stands. It's not a game that is beat in a day. And it's not that I need that, or I want that. That's actually quite the opposite. I want something that I'm excited to come back to every day. Shiny hunting I'm excited to come back to because it's the potential. It's the awe factor of, holy shit, look what finally happened. It took forever to get here. But at the same time, there's 100 notes in Magical Melody. I'm excited for that. What am I excited for Animal Crossing right now? Right now I can tell you, it's the potential to make a landfall amount of money in the stock market. And once that happens, and I have a crap ton of money, what next? And there's this long, droughted pause that I have on those games. And this is New Leaf, regular Animal Crossing way back in the day, and the current one. I don't feel like I have any end game here. The end game is just whenever you put it down. And the worst part is the game like shits on you when you put it down for a couple days. They're like, hey, we haven't seen you in days. Where have you been? Like, everything died. The island looks like shit because you walked away for a week. Alright, game. Thanks. I get it. I'm allowed to take vacation, or I'm allowed to not play you. And that's where, I don't know, I really feel like the game detriments you, and it doesn't actually do anything, but it makes me feel like a piece of shit whenever I come back from not playing it for a couple of days. And maybe that's sort of the point of it. It's a game that you come back to every day just to make sure you don't feel like shit coming back to it days later. And if that's the case, good on Nintendo. They've successfully not addicted me, but made me feel guilty about not taking care of my crap every day. That's what they did. That they legitimately made me feel guilty about not logging into that game for 2 hours a day. And that's 2 hours is probably big. An hour. I would say it's a solid hour of like, I run around, I collect my fossils, I run around, I find the money tree for the day, plant the money tree, I run around collecting all of the like things on the ground and things that I can sell everything, donate everything I can, sell the fossils that I don't need to donate, and buy everything out of the store that I find that I like. And then I go, then what? And at the current moment, the problem is the then what is nothing. I have 30,000 Nook miles, but I don't want to go waste my time just jumping island to island, really. Like, I don't find any joy about going to the random islands because it's the same 4 islands. It's either Money Rock Island, Rock Island, maybe I get lucky and I get the Spider Island, whatever you call that, Tarantula Island, or it's a standard one. I don't need a standard one, I live on a standard one. There's no gain. Money Rock, cool, great, it's worth 60 grand that I didn't really need to begin with right now, unless we're talking about my extravagant debt that I'm just slowly paying off. Cool, I can get another room in my house faster, great. I don't know, I just feel like I enjoy the game because it's cutesy and fun and simple, and I enjoy playing it with Courtney, but I don't feel like I get enjoyment out of that game after the first week. Or first month. First month. I said first month. It's not fair to the first week. First week it's still fun because there's all the stuff you're unlocking and doing. That's where I find I got enjoyment out of it. Because even at day 2, I know there's stuff coming. I can't get it yet. I'm excited about tomorrow. Got killed by hail. Rip. Alrighty. That's fine. That's okay. Oh, I noon. Oh, I shouldn't have licked. What am I doing? Ooh, big damage. Big damage. So yeah, that's the reason why I haven't, and I enjoy playing it on stream in small doses. That's the other problem with it. It's, I don't want to just be sitting playing Animal Crossing for 8 hours. I think I'd get fucking bored. Actually, I know I'd get fucking bored. Like, I feel bad because I would get so bloody bored of it. But what am I gonna do? And the answer is most people nowadays are playing Animal Crossing. They're playing Valorant, and trust me, I'd rather be playing Valorant because while it's a gun game, it is a fun gun game. It is exciting. It is new, and it's just like CS, so it's old at the same time. That's a hard concept to hit both niches, but they do it. But it's, yeah, that's where I'm running quickly, and it's not out of patience. That's not the right phrase. I'm running out of feeling like I want to log into Animal Crossing for more than 20 minutes every day now. And most of the time, I'm logging in at 2 10-minute intervals because I got to check the stock market in the morning, the stock market at noon, or the afternoon hours. That's where I'm at. And I feel bad because Courtney has dumped hours of time into it now, where it's like, she'll sit and play it for most of the evening. Like, she'll be watching television and playing Animal Crossing. That's what she's doing. And it's like, oh, what do you, like, how's your island going and stuff? I'm 2 house upgrades in front of her right now. She's catching up, and I'm letting her catch up in some regard because I don't really care. Like, my house is fine. Everything there is big. I've got all the bunny crap on display, so one of my rooms looks like a total shit show. And the worst part is it's got all the turnips on the floor, too, which is hilarious because it's just covered in turnips. But besides that, what else is going on in that house? Nothing. I'm not getting any good items. My items in my store have been repeat almost every day this week. Like, at least one of them, if not both. What am I getting out of my store? Nothing. What am I getting out of the clothing store? Nothing. Nothing I want, anyway. I got the, like, complete top-down tux suit, and I've just been wearing that ever since. That's it. And I have the curly mustache. That's all I've been doing. It's been every day, just run in, check that stuff, and then go about the rest of my day. And I debated it, and I'll tell you very flatly, I debated playing it tonight on stream. I debated logging in and just jumping to random islands for the entire stream, and I went, I'm not gonna have fun doing that. I mean, it would be fun, in quotes here, but do I feel like I got an enjoyable 3-hour stream out of it? Or 4 hours? Or however long I go? Probably not. And I feel bad about it for that reason. It's like, I want to have fun as much as I want you guys as the audience and chat to have fun watching me do these things. And I don't feel like that's a fun waste of your guys' time. I don't feel like it's a fun waste of my time. And yeah, it's weird for me to say it like that. I'll put it that way. If I had an and the other piece is, like, I could make my island extravagant. Like, I could figure out all of, like, the leveling and stuff. I could get all the, like, nice decorations, and I can make it beautiful looking. I'm sure I probably could. And I don't do that, and my island looks like a piece of shit most of the time because I don't... interior decorating and exterior decorating have never been Jason's forte. My forte lies much more in the internet. And I'm sure if I put my mind to it, I got a lot of... this week I got a lot of items that are like outdoor cooking items. I got the smoker, I got a old... It's technically a wood furnace, but it's also like the rice cooker, like the external stove rice cooker and that kind of stuff. I got a lot of cool things where it's like I could build a like big restaurant-based island that's got all like the food stuff in it, like put tables everywhere. We've got people living off on the side. They're the waiters and waitresses. It would never work out because you can't dress people. But it'd be cool. It would sound pretty awesome if you come to my island for a meal and that's what you're here for. But after that, what? And again, I say it sadly because that's what it is. There's no after that. There's either I redo everything again to make it different, or that's the end of the road. That's where we that's where it ends. And for no offense to Animal Crossing New Horizons, and for $60 for the full price of that game, I want my content to last a little longer, so I'm not rushing through to the end game. And that's where this is put your money where your mouth is, Jason speaking now and saying, for $60, Pokemon did a good job. It kept me in it. It's still pulling me back into it. I feel confident in it. The DLC I think was well worth it because it's going to pull me back in again. It's going to give me more things to do. It's going to give me some of my old favorite Pokemon back. It's going to be fun and exciting again. I don't think Animal Crossing's events are a fun and exciting way to keep people in, unless they like want the bunny gear. And let me tell you, the bunny gear ain't great looking. None of it's really like something to write home about. So I feel bad for people that are like, oh, I'm loving the bunny day event. I loved it too for about a week, and then I'm getting tired of it ruining half of my spawns or being half of the fossils I dig up and taking twice as long to dig my fossils for the day. Can't wait for that to be gone. 4 items in the ground. That's always what I'm looking for. It's just those damn 4 items. And then the 2 extra around my frickin', not my coconuts, my bamboo shoots. That's what I'm looking for, game. Not 20 different dig spots and half of them have eggs in them. And the other piece, what am I going to do with all the frickin' extra eggs I have? I've got like 80 some odd eggs of certain types. Still, even after building everything. What am I going to do with them? I'm just going to leave them in my storage, or I'm going to throw them out and actually throw them in the trash can. I have a trash can. It's a great reason to use it now. I find that dumb. Like, they should have limited the amount of things you could get. And again, this is just my opinion. They should have limited the amount of drops you could get to the maximum amount you need to cover all the items you need to build. That way, it becomes more of a scavenger hunt. And you actually want to hit all your trees every day to try and find them. You want to fish every fish you can to get all your water eggs. You want to hope that your tree has the random leaf ones spawn on them. Like, there's so many better reasons. Oof, good kill. That was a crit. Crit mattered. Crit mattered. Womp womp to Diggersby. Womp womp. We go to Meowth. Also, we picked up, like, 3 nuggets, it looked like. At Nug Life. Give it that slash. Oh my god, I missed the slash too. Guys, why? Don't get frozen. That would make me so sad. Thank you. Hit the slash. Whammo. Boo 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 womp. Put in the bag. Put in the bag. Put in the bag. And put it in that bag. Just gonna leave him dead. No reason to go ape shit. Click. 532 in. Assuming we get all these slashes and actually make the hits, this will get us to 550, right? 18? Yeah, 550. 550 assuming we hit all 18. Assuming. It's sad that I have to say it that way, isn't it? Boop. Give me that 3-clawed slash. I love, so naturally scrolling through Reddit on my phone like I usually do during, you know, my poop break for the day. I came across one of the older, and I say older, it was this year's post, but I came across a post from somebody being like, hey Game Freak, still kind of mad that you didn't put in better animations for all the moves and stuff for, like, Pokemon. And I laugh about it because, hey, they give us a good game. I'm not complaining. I know people are, and people still will. I get it. I understand. I still wish all Pokemon were in the game, too. I get it. But, at the same time, I'm appreciative of the fact that, you know, they put out a pretty damn good game, and they're still putting out better things in DLC, and it's all good. But it showed a lot of, like, the Battle Revolution, the Wii game. I think that's what it was. Was Battle Revolution or Battle Tower? I don't remember. Whatever game was on the Wii that was just the battle simulation game. They were showing stuff from that where, like, all the Pokemon had, like, unique interaction and movement, and all the moves still had all their uniqueness to them. And I was like, damn. And Jason's internal head dialogue goes, damn, son. They're kind of right. Like, they had a bunch of Pokemon sprites. Now, mind you, they're not HD. They're not pretty like these ones are. I totally get it. They could have spent another 6 months and actually gotten, like, unique Pokemon movement, whether it's physical, special, certain things here and there. But it's just what they want to spend time and effort on they didn't decide to do that. Totally get it. So Courtney just opened the door so Buttons could come back in, and now she's sniffing about. She's like, litter box, food. She gives me an awkward look, and she just walked into her litter box to take a dump. Same. My dump life right there. I get it, Buttons. Daddy likes to dump out in front of you, too. It's yet again, one of the weirdest things you can do. You never realize it until your cat just likes to watch you doing things, including pooping. I don't understand it, but it's not going to stop me from pooping. I'm a poop. So, she gets to watch me, and technically I suppose I get to watch her. Although she just goes into the litter box, and it has the flap in the front, so I just get to see her flop into that and make assumptions. Hope everything came out okay. Bye. Oh. My feet hurt. My knees hurt even more, though. I missed. No. Far away. I heard Courtney in the background go, guess where I'm going? The immediate reaction, far away. It's probably awful of me to say. Oh my god, I missed 3 slashes in a row. What the hell is happening here, game? Land your hits me out, for the love of Christ. Finally, on the 4th one. Finally wax them. Alright, where's the next one? Bonk. 440. 540. 540 at 740. 745. Whatever. I can't believe I missed 3 in a row. That was a rough roll. 100% accurate. Is it 100%? I think it might be 100%. So realistically, with the evasion boost, a 90% accurate move missed 3 times in a row. Live. 541. One of the old, I was talking about it on Sunday, I think, when I was streaming last. There was a Boy Scout troop when I was young. I guess it's probably been about a little under 2 decades. Like 16 years. Probably, yeah, like 16 years. That's about right, time frame wise. They were Troop 540. And I remember they had this really, and I called them the tank. Again, degrading. Please note, don't do what I do. It's an awful thing. There was this huge kid, like 300 pounds, thick as fuck. He was a wall. And he always did, not rugby. It wasn't football, wasn't rugby. It was the weird one. It was not squash. I'm trying to remember what sport it was. It was a sport that the Boy Scouts like would do, and I guess it probably was like a weird pseudo football that they put on, because I mean we used a football, so I don't remember what it was called, but he would just stand there in front of the front line of that team, and you were just like, I can't. I do not want to go up against that. I do not want to be flopped on by that. It was scary. That guy had and mind you, at the time I was shorter too. I was not my 6'4" self. I was probably 5'2", maybe 5 feet at the time. But let me tell you, he was 6 foot. 6 foot and huge, and looked like he could flatten me like a pancake. And man, there was at least 2 or 3 times where some of our older kids in my troop, they went head to head with him, and it was like watching, is it Frieza? No, it's not Frieza. It's Blue, the big pink guy in Dragon Ball. It's like watching Goku or one of the smaller dudes. I don't remember their names. I don't watch Dragon Ball. Please make note. It was like watching one of them just fly in and start wailing on the thing, and it's just it's and then they just fell on and just morphed into it, and it was gross. Every time. And he was one of those I don't take shit from no one kids, so you might be tossing insults, might call, and trust me when I say most of my troop was the assholes that insulted people for a living. So they were making fat jokes, they were making derogatory jokes, it was just bad. And he it just was a brick wall of he didn't give a fuck. And not only did he not give a flying fuck about you as a human, but he was just whatever, man, I could kill you. And he's 100% right. He could have flattened somebody immediately to death. And I say this now not as a premonition warning, more as a holy crap, I am glad I didn't piss him off too much. That's the way I gotta look at it. I did not piss him off enough where I would have to care. Also, I had a good throwing arm, so I usually took the ball and got the hell away. That was my general response, I'll put it that way. Gonna use that. Where are my snow cones at? Damn snow cones. Digging up them cones. Digging. I'm gonna dig my cones. I got $20 in my pocket. Yes. That's the best I could come up with at the time. Don't judge me. Womp. Wow, the rain's getting real bad here. Supposedly, this is the front that came over from, like, people getting tornado warnings and stuff off of it. Totally understandable. Not mad in the slightest about heavy rain. But it's no fun when you're stuck inside already on a rainy day and under quarantine. So I'm making the most of it, but at the same time, I'm just like, wow, it could be a lot better outside. Just be something nice to, like, sit and watch. Mind you, it's finally getting lighter. This is, again, yet another problem that I'm running into because I'm stuck inside so much. The days are getting longer again, you know, daylight savings time and all that crap. And I'm sitting, like, the sun just set. It's, like, almost 8 o'clock. And it makes me really happy because it's like, oh, I can actually do stuff after working. Now, mind you, I've been working from home all day in the sun, so I guess technically that's a win. Actually, it's been raining all day. I've been working from home, so it's like, I can't complain about not having the time to, like, get out at lunch and do something, even though technically, you know, don't go outside and all that stuff. Stay in, stay safe. But, like, the rest of me is like, what, like, I don't want to go outside for a run, but I'd love to have gone outside after work and, like, gone for a run, or gone, like, taken a walk and played Pokemon Go with Courtney, or I don't know what. Like, there's a bunch of different options in some regard. I'd love to do them, but I didn't, and I can't, and it sucks. And you guys, I'm sure, all know this feeling. So I sympathize. I hope you guys are all finding just as exciting things as cleaning the basement like I'm doing. Find that honey to-do list and get some of it done. Because it actually made me really happy to be getting some stuff on that stupid list done. And I say that, like, astonished to the fact that I'm saying it. But it made me happy to be like, I finally cleaned up this crap in the basement from doing all the work in my house for renovating. And I went, wow, I don't think I've seen that basement wall in I don't know how long. No, I'm 2 below. Boop, boop. Now I'm 1 above. No, get away, go away! Fox never! But it's the stupid things like that that made me happy that I went, hey, at least I got something to show for being stuck inside for so long. I feel bad for people, and the best person I can think of here is Courtney and I have a friend who, her name's Allie, and she just moved out of the apartment she was living in into a new one, and moved in, got settled, unpacked, all that good stuff. And now she lives by herself with her cat, and, like, it's perfectly fine, nice apartment from the little that I've seen of it. But what do? You're alone in your apartment. Mind you, you're working every day like we all are, but what else is there? And that's where I was like, does she play video games? Not really. Does she do what? And there's this long, silent pause as I went, what would I do in this circumstance? Like, I got nothing to do to begin with, I feel like. How's she doing? And most of the time the answer is, oh, she called me twice today. We were just chit-chatting about life and stuff and work and this and that and whatever. But I have the internet. I have you guys. I sit and chat with you. I chat in other people's streams most days. Actually, that's not true. I'm very much a lurker. But I have the ability to keep myself amused and do what I want. And I'm happy to stay on the internet all day in some regard. But what about the people that aren't? And I say, what about the extroverts? I'm honestly actually kind of an extrovert, but I don't play one very well. Like, I used to be much more extroverted than I currently am, I guess the way to phrase it. So, I feel sad. I'm happy I'm not anymore, and I feel scared and sad for the ones that are, because it's like, what do you do? And Courtney eats a little bit of this bullet more than I'd like to admit sometimes. Courtney likes going out to her workout classes every day. She likes to go get a drink with our friends. She likes to go, I don't remember what else. Like, there's a bunch of things. She likes to go visit friends in a different state on some weekends. She does things. I'm happy to sit around the house most of the time doing things on my own, or doing things with her in the house, but she does things outside of it too. And she admittedly has said this, I think she said it on my stream, whether it was today or another day, like, I'm bored of being at home, no offense to you, no offense to, like, this just kind of sucks. And I get it, I understand, I agree, it does kind of suck. But, what are we gonna do? But at least we have each other. And I say that, and it sounds sarcastic and, like, jaded, but no, I really mean it. I am so glad she's here. I'm so glad that we're both fine and healthy. I'm glad the cat's here. The amount of times in between meetings, and I did it, let me see if I can count. 6 times today. 6 times I didn't have time to really get up beyond like in 1 split second. I got up between phone calls, like I hung up from one, went, I gotta pee. Ran out into my bathroom, peed really quickly, saw the cat, ran over to the cat, pet her on the head for a second, gave her a hug, made sure she purred a little bit, just to make sure, you know, hey, I'm here, I love you, and moved on. And went back to what I was doing and jumped on my next phone call today. And just that amount of interaction was enough to keep me going. And not in a bad way, that sounds like I'm dying without interaction, but it's nice to be able to, and my coworkers will fully understand this, I'm sure. The amount of times I get up from my desk during the day, you'd think I got no work done. That's not true at all. I get lots of work done. But, darn, I should have used the max potion. What am I doing? But most of the time, my brain goes into spurts of overdrive, and then it goes into being useless for 5 minutes. And on those useless for 5-minute moments, what do? I go use the bathroom. I get up and say, hey guys, coffee run. But because I'm so close to my coffee pot, because I'm so close to the bathroom, my 5-minute run and like interaction time and stuff becomes 30 seconds because it's so close. And I'm not fighting people for a bathroom stall. Like, it sounds stupid, right? But I'm not fighting anybody for my bathroom. We have 2 bathrooms in this house. Courtney has one that she wants to use it. I have the other. It's just done. She's on calls. I'm on calls. We don't really interact with each other too much beyond maybe the Amazon guy coming or somebody ringing our doorbell and me having to go, can you get that question mark to her? And that's about it. And I laugh because that's about it, is not the level of interaction on a day I would expect to have with people. I would expect to have more. I'm sure most people are saying, I just want to talk to somebody. And this is where it gets awkward. What do I talk about? And you guys will sympathize and understand. I'm sure a lot of you actually will sympathize and understand. My coworkers, the closest coworker to me probably in years is, there's one that's younger than me, and she's a lovely, lovely person. Nothing in common. Not a bit. Closest thing in common is we both technically work out. But I don't think I could explain Ring Fit to somebody that isn't into video games and have them do anything more than, that sounds dumb. So, the next person is like 5 to 10 years up from me. And while some of them like video games, some of them are parents, some of them are, like, I can converse with them, but, and it's not that I don't like talking to them, because if any of them are watching me and are like, what the fuck, Jason? Yep, there you go. I feel bad not having anything in common with people not my age. That's really what it comes down to. I feel bad that if you wanted to hold a personable conversation with me, my limit is sort of 5 things right now. It's video games, Courtney, my delayed wedding, which I don't want to talk about, to be flat honest, because it's done. It is what it is. There's no debating it now. It has been pushed off. The new date has been set. That's that. That's the end of it. And what else do I really have to talk about, guys? My streaming stuff? They might care, they might not. I don't really care whether they care or not either, without sounding cruel to my coworkers. I'm happy doing what I do. They're happy doing what they do. And admittedly, you ask about what they're doing this weekend. You ask about how their kids are. You ask 15 different questions. You converse, but I never feel like I'm adequately getting that conversation out of people. I always feel like I'm either underwhelming them or I'm just out in left field and they're like, what the fuck are, like, why are we talking about this? And one of my coworkers surprised me, because every day at some point I would get tiredly stressed of being stuck at my desk and I'd be like, I'm going for a walk. Just stretch my legs for 10 minutes in between calls, and you can come or you can't. I'm not going to tell you have to. And I had more people start tagging along with me, and they all noticed I was playing Pokemon Go. And one of them latched onto it a little bit, and she was like, I want to learn. Teach me what it's about. Teach me about Pokemon. And I don't know how many conversations me and her have had. Type advantage, moves, and mind you, it's Pokemon Go based, so it's very simplistic. They break it down simply to sort of a rock, paper, scissors level mechanic of Pokemon, instead of it being like a chess match, which it is on like Sword and Shield. And every day, oh, what does this Pokemon sound like? Oh, well, you know, Vanillux sounds a bit more like, it's not high-pitched, but it's like a higher-pitched, throaty Vanillux, if I remember. And mind you, I'm remembering what it sounds like in the one episode of the anime it was on, or whatever it was. Or like Chimchar being like the high-pitched monkey kind of, the Chimchar! And again, I'm not a voice actor, not great at doing impressions, but like, everybody knows Pikachu. The cry, the yells, the happy yells, the sad yells. You know Pikachu's voice. You all know it. You might not be able to do it really great, but you all know it. And like, I latched onto that with her very much. Not in a creepy way, not in a Jason's gonna ditch his fiance way, not at all. But I latched onto that, and that is our, oh hey, how's things in Go going for you? That is our conversation. Oh, I got a new Pokestop. Oh, I'm working through this event right now. Oh, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. It is conversation that lasts more than a minute. It's meaningful conversation to me. And I say that very, I can't say it's great that that's meaningful conversation to me. But that's what it is. It makes me feel like I can be outside of Jason work shell. The shell of Jason's work life. But, yeah, I mean, I think that really sums it up well. If I don't have things in common with people, I'm good at small talk. I can easily, how the kids, what's new? Oh, tell me more about it. Oh, you're dealing with this. Oh, that sucks. What, did you hear about the, I don't know. I'm being slightly vague here because obviously you guys don't have the details about where I live and all that crap, so I'm not telling you them. But like, what's going on in local politics, what's going on in local news, what's going on here and there. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that I can chit-chat about. There's a bunch of stuff I dodge, like politics or religion or anything else like that. Like, nope, Jason, stay the fuck out of those conversations. No, thank you. And then there's conversations that are just, hey, kids, wife, fiance, girlfriend, current squeeze. We call her Tuesday. That's a story for another time. But like there's so many like just baseline stuff that I can talk about. But there's the Marie Kondo answer to this. Does this spark joy? No. I do it because it's required, not because I like doing it half the time. And it makes me sound like I'm an awful person. I'm not denying that. It's not that I'm trying to be a worse person. It's, I realize that as me, as a person, you have to be slightly good at talking to people. You have to be slightly capable of holding conversation even if you have nothing in common. And you have to find ways to, A, make commonality, and B, not just be this drone. And that's the hardest part for me, is always trying not to sound like I'm just doing the same damn thing over and over again with 5 different people. Like, how's your day? What's new? How are the kids? How's the wife or husband? How's this? And then walk to the next person that you see. How's this? How's the wife? How's the husband? Da 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 da. Over and over again. That is boring. That is drone Jason coming full on out. And I hate that. I don't want that. I want to be more than just the same 3 questions to somebody. And that's where, there you go. There's the gooey side of Jason coming out. I want to be more than 3 questions to people. Hey, look! Linoon's evolving. I don't know whether he loses pickup. I'm going to be mad if he does. I think he technically does, but it's fine. It's whatever. Obstagoon. Sure, you can learn Obstruct. It's not going to be used at all, but you can learn it. Let's get rid of Counter. Because Counter sucks. He lost pickup. He learned Reckless. Fuck. Ah well. Whatever. Buttons has rejoined me now. She sits eating her food. And here you go. And another Jason level logic here. Come at you flat. That's why I love having a cat. Having Buttons around to just chat at about what I want. Clearly she's not going to respond to me. She's a fucking cat. But I can talk to Buttons about anything and everything, or nothing at all. And it's fantastic every time, because she just sits there and smiles. Well, smiling, I guess, is relative. She sits there and listens, I guess. Hello, Delibird. Alright, game. We're gonna get to 600 before I call it a stream. So, you, start cranking me out some more boys, will ya? Will ya? Clink. 569. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what? Also, I think I double tapped that one time. I gotta check. So let me do a lovely little check fresh. Refresh check, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, we're at 573. Where did I lose track? 71, 2, and 3. Clearly, I'm losing my mind. That's the short answer. 574. Boop, 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 bop. So yeah, as I said, I'm gonna wrap up at 600 here, I think. But you got gooey Jason today. You got Jason is in the mood to just talk and try and explain what's going on in my world and what goes on in my head. You got a good 3-hour party ball of Jason's, not emotions. Emotion isn't the right word here. You got gooey Jason I like gooey Jason. That's the best way I think I can phrase it sometimes. You got gooey Jason. Ah, of course I missed it. And Bulldozer won't be one-shot kill. Womp, womp. And I'll probably get frozen. Called it. Oh my god, why? Why? We're staying in. We're gonna try and bust out of that ice ball. Fuck me. Yep. That's a slow burn to death right here. Frozen solid. Oh, I missed the sheer cold. Diggersby out here. He out here living. Ooh, 3 freeze. 3 freeze. And he dead. That's a big ripperoony right there. Can't believe I got frozen again. Game's killing me. He's out of moves. Alright, Obstagoon. Let's see if we can one-shot with Night Slash now. Ooh, look at that tongue. How about he frickin' lays the ladies out? He lays the Vanilla Light out. We'll take that as a win. I can't believe I made it. Maybe that's the worst joke tonight. I might be wrong, guys. That might be the worst joke of the night. It's me making a Lady Slayer joke about freaking Obstagoon. Ooh. I love it. Alright. Diggersby's back in action. Take the items. Before we finish up, I'm going to go sell everything too, because I think we'll have a good profit from today as well. What are we at? 575. We got 25 lovely little cones to go. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Ooh, there's 3 right here. Bam. Regrettably, I don't think we're going to get our little, cute little snow cone boy today. Or girl. I think we're gonna hit our hammer arms this time. Oh, we got one. It's the same face I make whenever I'm tired and just falling over. Just ooh. Gooey Jason. I think that's the way I'm gonna phrase it whenever anybody's emotional now from now on. Anytime somebody's like, ooh, they were being emotional or like they were very amped up. Nope, you just got gooey person. That's what I'm gonna call it. Gooey. I like it. I like it. I'm pretty sure, I don't remember, somebody's talked about using gooey in that regard before. I like it though. I like the little gooiness. There it is! Woo! At 579! Woo! It's our little snowy boy! Look at that! Check out that motherfucker! 579! Just over odds! Oh, here comes Courtney, clearly hearing me yell. Quick, come here. Tell me what ball I should catch it in.
Is wine allowed?
I mean, as long as you don't spill it on my computer. I have white balls. I have
Beast ball.
yeah. I'm saving that for something
Okay.
special. I have dusk balls. I have quick balls. I have great ball. I do have great balls. I have net balls, repeat balls, and timer balls, and dive balls.
What has the best chances?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It can't run for me.
Okay.
I'm just asking, what one do you think looks cool?
The net balls look pretty cool.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna start with that. Oh, that was a lucky catch too.
Unlucky.
One fucking tapped it. Oh, that's that. We are done. Oh, I love it. I got my little ice creamy boy. Look at that cute little fuck. Get out of here, Xatu. I don't need you anymore.
You're trash.
You're slightly trash, I'm not gonna lie. Hold on. Let's check that. Wait. Smart thing to do. Save the game.
Yes.
There we go.
You
Te-
mean
5 head strats right
spill-
there.
Spill wine on the switch, so it's dead.
Good luck. Look at that little cutie.
Yay!
Okay, it's got snow cloak. It does have the right nature. Let's check its. Yep, timid nature. All right, let's check to see how bad its EVs are. Ooh, man. It's like it got kicked in the dick a little bit.
Attack no good.
It's got the worst stats for attack and special attack, and everything else is just shit. Good thing we can fix that.
It's
Wow.
like okay stats. Fire.
Well, okay means they're not no good across the board. Even no good across the board, I think is still okay.
Me.
Hold on. Let me check to see whether I need to bottle cap it first, though. Let me pull up Vanillite.
Alright, I'm gonna get out of the screen.
Okay, bye.
Cheers, Molars.
I did it. I acquired your ice cream cone.
Yay! I heard screaming, and at first I was like, is he done streaming? Is he calling to me? And then it continued. I'm like, oh, shiny crap.
It is Snow Cloak, which does go into Snow Warning. So we only need to bottle cap it at level 100. Cool! Do I even have stuff to get it to level 100? Well, let's find out, I suppose. Let's see, that'll be in here. Let's get 10 Dynamax candy on it before I forget. Whoop! And do we have any candy? I don't know, do we do or not? I do not. Wow. Alright, well, let's get this baby evolved. Let's start there. Our little small little boy right there. That's a purple ice cream cone, man. I love it. Wow. I did not think we hit that almost perfectly at odds. I'm baffled. We were just over odds. Evolve at a level 62. Pop. Look at that little snow cone of doom. Bam! One shiny snow cone. Vanillux. I have no words. Alright, let's go sell our shit. That is a great way to end the stream right there. I have no better way to end a stream than that good note. That is it. Ladies and gentlemen, what a day. You got Gooey Jason, and at 579 encounters, you got your shiny snow cone. Yes, I would like to do a bit of shopping, good sir. I would like you to take all my shit. I got 4 nugs, so we made 20 grand out of nugs. We made 45 grand out of bald mushrooms, or balm mushrooms, and we made about $100,000 there. Not bad. Not bad. Alright, guys. Let me first nickname the poor boy. It is a boy. Okay, cool. We're gonna nickname him. I'm gonna nickname him Snowcone. Oh, I also gotta check to see if he has any ribbons. There we go. Now known as Snowcone. I didn't check to see if he had any marks. Look at that shiny snow cone. Oh, it's so good. Nope, no ribbons, no marks. Oh well. Oh, that's awesome. Just like that, we're done. I'm beyond it. It was a weird twist. I will tell you, that was the weird twist for the day. I'm not gonna lie. I did not expect to get it today. That's awesome. Alright, guys. I'm going to... Hold on, let me pause my music. I'm going to wrap it up right about there, though. You got Gooey Jason, and Gooey Jason apparently got that shiny luck. Just over full odds. Or just over odds. We got our shiny snow cone. So we'll be training that boy up, and then I think we'll have to start another shiny hunt, because if everything goes as to plan, we're gonna be using Hill Team. It sounds like next rush to Master Ball. That'll be fun. That'll be an interesting battle. All right, you guys know the drill, but in case you don't know or haven't looked at my channel before, my name is Jason. I go by a Pretty Pink Pony. You can find me on my socials over here. They're also down in, the bio and all that crap. We'll be back on Saturday. I'll be playing something. Maybe I'll be playing more of this because I clearly have to get my freaking team together for next season, which technically I suppose already started, so maybe this season, maybe not. Make sure to hit that follow button if you want to see when I'm live. You can also check my schedule. It's below as well. And as Twitch rolls out the new stuff, I've already got everything prepped for that. It'll be the same thing, but it'll be in 2 places, so you guys are good. You can also hit that subscribe button. Either use Twitch Prime or subscribe. It's like $5 a month. I can't necessarily tell you it's worth it, but at the same time, I'm pretty cool, so I'm going to say $5 is probably worth your time. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. We'll see you all on Saturday. Have a good night. See you later. Be safe. Be healthy. We'll talk to you on Saturday. Bye.